We're just peering out the window at her.
Well, look, man, we're very close to an apartment building here. A lot of buildings, obviously, but this one in particular. And, man, there's something that goes on in New York. People don't believe in shades or blinds, and they openly are naked in front of their windows. They know what's going on. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
They're facing this building, and a lot of the lights are on this, in this building, so they know people could possibly be looking at them.
Yeah, they got to know people are going to be looking at them.
And for the last couple of years, we've been looking at this pig that gets on an exercise bike every morning, pretty much naked.
And it doesn't work.
And it doesn't work, and she's awful, but it's still a naked woman, so it's kind of cool. But now, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I'm just stinks in here.
Oh, yeah, we'll explain that in a second.
No, but I don't want him to think it's me. It's a spray.
Oh, is that why you were saying, is everything all right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll explain that in a second. Let me get my thought out. So then, we got a brand new woman that is way better than the pig we've been looking at for the last couple of years.
It's amazing how rewarding it is.
It is just, it could
Even
be...
if it's only for a second, you see somebody like, oh, I won, I just won. Did you see that?
I don't think there's anything cooler in life than being a voyeur.
It is pretty good until you get caught. So there's that awkward moment where they look out their window like, what the? Oh, my God.
Yeah, well.
And the game is over.
There's ways around that there, Mark. You're a rookie.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's a bad thing.
Yeah, the crap that you're smelling is a spray.
As long as it's not me.
That we've been using
for the last 2 days.
Yeah. For some fun and hygiene.
And we're exploring what we could do with this stuff. And we're about to go back to the phone. But it's something you spray, and and you get the reaction we got from you.
Yeah, well, I live with animals.
And we kind of cleaned down the studio a little bit to try to take some of that away. You got to smell it in its purest form, my friend.
Do I have to?
Well, you don't have to do anything. It is America, but if you want to help us with some good radio.
Yeah, all right.
Marc Maron's going to be at Union Hall January 15th. Brooklyn, nice.
Yeah, it's a very small room. Small room.
UnionHallNY.com for Marc Maron tickets. A fine comedian. We're going to get to you in a second, Mark, but we got Sam. It's cold out there, and we're trying to do something. Sam?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, we're at the other establishment that's of a similar
ilk
one to the last one we went to, yeah.
All right, do a little reset. You know how to do radio, Sam. Explain what the hell's going on if people are tuning in for the first time.
Well, David's been sprayed down with this horrendous-smelling spray, and we're going to go into this establishment. We have Hip Hop Ron is in there with a flip cam, which he's just kind of hanging out in the corner, and he's going to get some of the reactions, and we're going to watch through the glass as David meets some people and asks for help and all that stuff. But yeah, the last place we went to, the highlight was probably one of the people coming out from behind the cash register and asking David if he had stepped in something.
Yeah, and we can't express more how bad this stuff smells when you really spray a lot of it, because we're spraying it on him like it's cologne. We're spraying it on the back of his jeans, all over his sweater and coat, and I got a couple things going on here, Sam. Hold on one second. We got E-Rock and Jim Norton at the window, kind of taking a peek. What's going on, E-Rock?
Now, I think she's just flaunting it because she's holding the robe up with her hips so you can see her ass and everything as she's walking around the apartment.
I'm telling you, these girls do it on purpose. And she probably listens to the show because now she's doing way more than when we started this. Jimmy, can you see it?
No, I come over and she went away.
I think she had her pants on, though.
She was wearing a silky, long shirt type robe thing.
That was completely open in front.
Wasn't a snuggie because it was open in the front.
Right.
And it didn't look like she shaved much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that part of it.
I saw that.
I got a glimpse of boobies.
And I saw some, breasts.
Boobies.
Maybe you should send Smelly Guy over to their apartment.
Yeah.
I'm knocking on the door.
Yeah. Anything, Jimmy?
Jimmy's all annoyed now.
I know, you all look like naked women. I come over here and it just comes out. She's like a top hat on.
I love how E-Rock is mic in the back of your head for this. That's wonderful.
That's right. I'm kind of returning.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's get back to Sam. E-Rock, why don't you monitor the window? If anything's happening, then Jimmy can run over there and get a peek. All right. So what are we doing now, Sam?
We're going to send David back into this place. I think I might have stained his shirt. I sprayed him so much because there are wet marks all over his sweater.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna send it. We're gonna send him back in and watch his progress.
And we got hip hop in there to get a little reaction shot.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, just gave him a respray on the back.
All right.
Oh, we got a nice little line building up too.
Nice line. This is good. This is gonna be way better than the first one. I'm thinking more people to annoy.
And we got some video happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Hopefully no fans in line to blow up our spot.
David immediately went to the section where you know the condiment section, and before he even got his beverage, and the guy, he stood next to the guy. The guy's doing his thing, and then looks over at him, and then looks back, and then David starts walking away, and the guy is just staring at him. He smells so bad.
All right, hold on.
Looking.
Oh,
yeah.
There's too much going on. Now the girl's
she
in
keeps
front of the
slipping
window.
into the other room is what happens. She's there, but then she slips into the other room and disappears from view, and then comes back out and teases everybody a little bit.
This is like Ring Brothers. You got two rings happening right now.
The whole window is full now of
perverts.
All of our guys here with some with binoculars and all kinds of fun things.
All right, we'll go back to Sam. Sam.
Some guy online just looked at Dave while he was waiting for his coffee. Dave said something to him, and then he looked away, scowled, and walked about 2 yards away from him to wait for his coffee in a different area. And it looks like your homeless roulette guy. Remember the guy from before, the homeless guy who wears lipstick?
Yeah, yeah.
He's in the Starbucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is, he's a bad one.
And he stinks.
He's a scary homeless dude. He'll chase you.
He stinks naturally.
He wears lipstick and girls' clothes, and he's homeless.
And if you comment on the lipstick and the girl's clothes, he yells at you.
And he doesn't like his picture taken. I took his picture once, and he chased me down the street.
Solo.
We call it homeless roulette. We're waiting for him to be outside again. We're all gonna take our cameras and take a picture all at the same time and see which one he attacks.
See who he goes after.
All right, go ahead, Sam.
You know how when I said there was a nice line building up?
Yeah.
They just walked in and they left in droves. Everybody suddenly had a different place to be. They're going to different parts of the counter. 2 people just left.
They're leaving without buying anything.
Exactly. They're leaving empty-handed because I told David, and he's doing it, to go in and to pick up products, food products, and ask people what the ingredients were in them.
What the ingredients?
So he's going up to strangers and asking them, and they're keeping the conversation as short as possible before immediately leaving because he stinks.
And he's just wandering around the store?
He hasn't even ordered anything. He's just pacing around the store.
Stinking the store up.
Yeah.
Well, get him online to order some coffee.
Okay. Well, he just walked over and got some napkins.
All right.
And he stood next to it. He's getting closer and closer to this guy who's putting milk and stuff in his coffee.
Yeah.
Oh. And the guy, he's coming out right now.
All right, hold on. We're going back to the window, and we got 2 rings going on at the same time. Marc Maron's at the window. Jim Norton's at the window. What do you got, Jimmy?
I don't know. It's blurry.
It got blurry.
What do you mean it got blurry?
Binoculars are awful.
You gotta focus them.
I don't know how to do that.
There's a wheel on top.
You push the binoculars right up against the window so it stabilizes.
Subtle.
Right.
Oh, is she naked?
D-Rock, what do you got?
She walked out of her little room without the robe and everything. She was totally naked.
Oh my!
Is she? I think I see she's totally naked, right?
Yeah.
Will you see her?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Oh yeah, right there.
God damn
Yeah. She just walked into the other room. She was completely naked. She's very tall. She seems to have a very attractive body on her.
She's slender. She's got dark hair.
That's the new one.
She's just wearing the bra now, no bottom.
Right. Oh, with her hiney. Yeah.
Jimmy's so upset he can't focus binoculars.
I feel like David Patterson. This is so irritating.
Yeah.
It's David Patterson.
These things suck.
Even though he's long gone, we'd like to thank Tom Giussano for the binoculars.
There she is.
He gave the binoculars to us about 1.5 years ago.
She's quite leggy.
Yeah, she's slender. She's tall and slender
And now she's just wearing a bra.
Oh my God, it's my ex-wife. I can't believe it. Where's the guy?
Oh, what's she doing? Oh, yeah, okay. Nice, look at that, right?
You see it, Jimmy?
No.
She's just standing right there now.
She's wearing a shirt with no bottoms.
Wow, what a hiney. I do see it. But God, these binoculars should be broken.
No, you don't know how to focus them.
Come on.
You got to stabilize the binoculars. And just Put them right up against the window, and then you can focus nice.
Yeah, you want to try these, Jim?
All right, listen, people are getting mad because they're like, F the naked, how dare she do this on the day that you're doing the bit of the century. All right, back to Sam as Jim tries to focus his binoculars. Sam, what's going on?
Well, one of my favorite parts is he keeps going back to that condiment counter and standing next to different people.
Yeah.
Every person he stands next to, when he's not making eye contact, they quickly look at him and then look away.
Really?
Because they can all smell. And the cashier at this place, last place the cashier told him to check his foot. This place, no, the cashier is like giving everyone equal attention and like making sure that they're being friendly to everybody and customer service. At this place, the cashier barely looked at him, spent 2 seconds with him, and then walked away to get his drink.
Oh, my God. And we're getting some video of this, right?
Yeah, he's getting video. He sat down at a table right next to somebody at a different table, and the guy left. He just walked out. He was planning on going in and sitting down and having a nice, cup of coffee, and he left.
He's ruining everybody's morning routine.
It looks like he's going back towards the line.
This crappy smell.
And once again, the one guy he stands next to is leaving the establishment.
It's that bad?
Yes, everyone's leaving. He's going back to the condiment area now.
All right.
Where some guy is just staring at him. Like, he's not even being subtle about it anymore. 2 people are now staring at him.
Really?
The 2 people are staring at him behind his back, just looking at him like, what is this? When he went in, right before he went in, I sprayed him about 8 times on the back. So he is stinking up the joint.
Nice. This worked like a charm.
Yeah.
Oh, it really did.
What do we got there, E-Rock?
Our intern Scott here has an update from the previous Starbucks.
Yeah.
They are still talking about trying to figure out what it was and where it came from and how to get rid of it.
So you went to the first joint and it's all the talk.
It's the big guy is in a stump. He's stumped.
Really?
He's looking under things. He's mopping. He's trying to eradicate the smell.
They're cleaning the
It doesn't
store.
really smell all that much anymore. That was, I didn't really smell it. But,
That's the first location.
Yes.
Sam's at the second location right now.
But it lingers. It lingers.
Yeah, when you walk through the lobby just to go out, you smell it, but it doesn't smell bad, but you know there's something in the air.
Right on.
And it ain't good.
It ain't good.
If you could see the facial expressions on these people as they leave, they all are just scowling, and then they come out and do the wide-eyed thing. Like, what in the F is that?
You're like, woo, woo.
David is the best. He just keeps going up to people and standing 2 inches away from them and just looking.
And this stuff is...
he will keep... Another one just ran to the back of the restaurant.
Your stuff is horrible in the same room, like if you spray it. And he's in a restaurant.
One guy looks like he's panicking because David goes and stands 2 inches away from him. He walks really quickly to the back of the restaurant and then starts rubbing the top of his head and shaking his head, and his eyes are all wide. Like, what is that?
We should have David, maybe just to finish up the bit, start asking people, do you smell that? What's that smell?
Okay, do you want me to put him on the phone for that?
Well, would it be obvious, though?
No, I'll just I'll hang up and then give him the phone and call you right back.
E-Rock has a good idea. Could Sam stand in line behind David?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's
Make believe you're on the phone with somebody else. Yeah, have David start, acknowledging that something smells really bad and start asking people, do you smell that? What's that smell?
Yeah, have him ask people, is that you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right? Can we do it without breaking or what?
Yeah, I'll work it out.
All right.
Yeah, could you come here for a second?
And he's in the store.
Just taking him now. So
I'm taking a little risk here. I like this.
Yeah, I'm just going to come outside and tell him so that people don't hear me. He's walking slowly as always, David with perfect timing.
No kidding.
David, go in and start asking people. I'm not noticing anything. Go in there and ask them if they, people are looking at you. Go in and ask them, do you smell that? Say, do you smell that? What is that?
Yeah,
do you smell it?
But make sure he doesn't acknowledge that it's coming from him.
Are they? Ask the people online if they smell it. Don't acknowledge it's coming from you.
And don't acknowledge that you guys are together.
Right.
Right.
All right.
I'm going to go in a little after. He's going in now.
Okay.
I'll just go in. You want me to see right now? Yeah, go now.
All right, he's going back in.
Yeah, he's going back in now.
And ask people, do you smell that? What's that smell? Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell that smell?
Alright, I'm going to go in and keep a little distance, but not too far so we can hear. David's going to a table, acting very casual.
That song.
That smell.
That smell.
Where's that coming from?
Danny.
Oh.
From the radio, Jim.
Yeah, we're on the radio.
I didn't know if it was in the store or not.
That would be perfect.
That would be a
timing.
coincidence.
I didn't know the name of the song.
All right, Sam, what do we got?
He's asking people, and the one guy he asked just quickly shook his head and walked away from him.
Is that you? You smell that?
And he's now getting on the line
That
behind.
smell.
He's getting on the line behind a woman.
It's amazing how tolerant people are in this city. They'll just take anything, really, for a certain amount of time. Yeah, absolutely. A guy in the train, somehow or another, I'm usually the guy the crazy guy comes up to, but not today. There was the guy next to me. I was very happy. I thought maybe I'd grown somehow. Crazy guy came right up to the guy next to me and goes, "Do you know what time of day it is?"
Time of day.
Time of day, and just lingered there. And I was just, and you know what the dude did? He took a few steps, he looked at his watch, told the guy, and the guy stood there, and then walked away. It was beautiful.
Sounds like a nice exchange.
Yeah, sure. Then he talked to somebody, he talked to the air, and he walked out of the car.
Sam, you wrapping up there?
Yeah, he goes up to a girl. He goes, "Do you smell something?" And she goes, "Yes, I do." He goes, "You know what it is?" "No, I don't." I've noticed something though. It kind of smells in this place.
It's bad, huh?
Yeah, it is.
All right, why don't you guys come back to the studio? I want to see some of that video.
All right, for sure.
All right, it's Sam on the streets with David, who smells horrific, to say the least. Got a really good idea.
And they're gonna come in. They're gonna come back in here with the smell.
Oh yeah, they are. And then you get to.
That's a well-balanced bit. So you bring it out to the street, and then you bring it back here.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And then you'll get to smell it for the first time.
Thank God.
It's so bad.
It's horrific.
Oh, that sounds great.
Quick break. We're gonna hang with Marc Maron, Union Hall, January 15th, UnionHallNY.com. Moving right along. It's a Friday. Opie and Anthony, Marc Maron in studio. We love when Marc comes in because we've been following. We've been following, I guess, your breakup,
My breakdown,
your breakdown,
and now my coming back together.
Yeah, I guess the divorce is finalized, he was telling me.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was finalized at the end of November, and I don't know what...
Wait. How long was the whole process?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Anthony went years. What did you do wrong?
3 years took me.
Well, look, there wasn't that much money, and it took her...
Exactly.
It took... What?
Same with me. No money, no house, no kids, nothing, and it took 3 years.
Well, I guess I don't know what the hell happened though. But the interesting thing that after the shakedown, after she hired her thugs to keep coming at me, was eventually we went. I told you last time I was here that we had that hearing, right? They had the hearing where she went, and she should have been wearing a barrel. Remember, like, I'm retarded and I can't work, and he's my daddy. Look, I wrote a book, but the thing was, that was the most heinous thing to me. All in all, so we waited 6 months for the results of this hearing because I thought it was going to settle it. 6 months. Finally, after I make a settlement offer because I got a new job, and I was being on the level the whole time. All I wanted, Anthony, all I wanted was to hold on to the house that I paid for with my money. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's not asking for much.
It was outside of the marriage. We might have been together, but it doesn't matter. She didn't make that money. I made that money. But I'll tell you one thing she's doing now is she's sitting in a coffee shop having a coffee with my money. No, she ain't up yet. She'll probably be up at about 11. All right, and she'll go to the coffee shop. She'll give the guy at the coffee shop $3 of my money to get her coffee and sit down and shop for shoes and say she's writing. Look, am I being callous? See, this stuff is starting to build up because you know what I realized? What happened to me was that there was still part of me that thought, I'm going to get her back.
Oh boy!
But wait, it took a long time to kill that. Yeah, I tried to get it out through through sex. I tried to get her out of my heart that way, and I couldn't. And I don't know what the hell happened, but something just gave way. The divorce was finally I realized this isn't all my fault.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. And what she did, and I understand why she left, not a problem. But here's something you should never do, all right? I figured out who she was living with. She's living with some dude, right?
Well, of course.
But I didn't. But all she told me was that he was a screenwriter. So I let it go with that because I don't care. What do I care, right? But then I got a little time one afternoon. So I'm like, how about a Google project?
Oh.
How about, why don't I do a Google project? Here's a couple things you don't Google. You don't Google to figure out who your ex-wife is living with, and you don't Google this. I wonder what this lump is. Don't ever do that. Because neither one of those
don't come out good.
Are going to end up well.
Right.
So I find out who this guy is. And honestly, I don't care. There's part of me that just wants to reach out to this guy, and tell him, what I've been put through by this woman. Because she's not telling him.
Yeah, of course.
So listen, Jeremy. Somebody wake Jeremy up. And the weird thing is how I found it. I Googled my wife. I found some pictures of an event that she was at for this woman who was a sculptor. And it turns out it's this kid's mother. So I just put two and two together. I saw the picture. I got his name. I Wikipedia'd him. Then I IMDb'd him. Wow. I know everything about the guy.
That's some good detective work.
But is that stalking? I don't think so. I think it's just seeing what's going on. Tell me the truth. Am I looking like an ass here?
No, because it was covert. You're not, going over there and going, hey, who's in there? I
have no desire to do that.
You just use the resources at hand, but sometimes that will do more damage to you than good.
He's not a comedy guy. He's a regular guy. He writes on a popular show that just got back on the air.
Really?
Yeah, he's writing on a show.
Well,
I don't know. I think he grew up with a certain amount of privilege. He's like a Soho rich kid. Comes from a big family.
Yeah. The curiosity got the best of you, Mark.
Well, the curiosity got the best of me. And here's what happened. I was trying to be so good during this whole process, but then I started to realize, she doesn't even care what she put me through. All right? So then I wrote one of those letters.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
No, know the letters that people say, hey, okay, it's good that you wrote it. Don't hit send.
Right.
And I'm thinking, maybe I shouldn't. This ain't going to make me look good. It felt good to write it. I'll just put it aside.
Copy, paste it into your notes.
Right, exactly.
And let it sit.
For 4 days, I let it sit.
Uh-oh.
And it was talking to me.
Oh.
It was sitting there for 4 days, and I'm like, I'm not going to send this letter. And then, I wrote her a nice thing, because we had some engagement about money, and I was like, look, good luck with everything. I hope you have a good life, blah, blah, blah. And nothing. I get nothing back. So then I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to edit that letter. I'm going to make it a little nicer, and I'm going to send it. I'm entitled to my anger.
So you rewrote it, a little rewrite, a little rewrite. You punched it up a bit.
Yeah, I punched it up a little bit. I tried to be as honest as possible, and then I close with it on stage now.
Really?
I'm doing a show based on the divorce. Look, you know how much pain and aggravation and money the last 2 years has cost me? That has to be creative time. Yeah. I paid a lot for this disposition. And look, I really wanted to have the best, but I want Jeremy to know the truth. Somebody wake Jeremy up. Maybe wake them both up. So I could tell the truth about what she put me through. Because you know what? The thing about pretty women is that they're con artists.
That's something else.
Yeah, you had a rough time saying con.
They're con artists.
Yeah, I hear you now.
All they got to do is show up.
Mm-hmm.
Show up. Oh no, I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying the other word. No. Look, I wish her the best. Seriously.
That's very noble.
I hope her book does well, even though she told me it was a pretty lightweight rendition of her childhood. But I wrote the letter.
Do you have the letter?
You can't carry it with me all the
time. Can we at least see the letter? Can you read the
I'm
letter?
just trying to be honest.
Yeah, we like the honesty.
So when you write a letter like this, mine has headings. There are headings.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is an organized... That looks like a resume.
And when it's a letter like this and the first heading is, just want to clear a few things up.
Oh, boy.
That it's going to be straight. It's going to be honest.
I've never written a letter like that. It's usually a quick email with a lot of F's.
No, I wanted to be honest. I did. I really did. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to figure out whether this is the right or the wrong thing to do.
No, yeah, it's the right thing.
Of course,
you got to get it out of you.
Do I got to get it out of you?
because you seem happier. We went through a period with you where you were just completely miserable, which made for good radio, by the way, but I felt for you personally. But now you're looking happier.
I knew,
and I think you should continue the process. And I think if you read the letter,
look, I know I was an angry guy. I know I
finally be done with this.
I know I wasn't the perfect husband, but I tried. She knew what she was going into. Just the bottom line is that I supported her for at least, 5 years. Mm-hmm. And she could do whatever the hell she wanted. I wanted her to have a creative career. She wrote 5 or 6 scripts. She wrote a one-person show that I encouraged her to do. And then she sold this book deal. And as soon as she was negotiating that book deal, as soon as the paperwork was done, she leaves me and a week later signs the contract. So that, okay. Now is that a coincidence? Is it a coincidence?
How are you not getting a piece of that money, though?
Because I'm a good guy.
No, because you're a guy.
No,
you don't even need the good.
All I was trying to do was hold on to what's mine, and she dumped thousands of dollars into lawyers. And then, okay, so here's what I said.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll read some of the letter. Yeah.
People are begging for the letter.
Are they?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Well, I'll read this paragraph first, because, some of it is a little sad, I think. The first one, I just want to clear a few things up. I said, after the January 1st payment, I owe you nothing. I've been good about the money because it's just money and I honor my debts. I've been relatively decent in my exchanges with you post-settlement because I really don't want to cause any more pain or chaos. Deep down, I love you and I liked you as a person once. It really has taken me this long for me to surrender all hope of any kind of relationship with you and to give up my desire to spend any kind of time with you. I'm a stubborn sucker. I've made many mistakes and I have regrets about how things went down, but I was falling once you cut me loose, and it has taken me this long to grab hold of a root sticking out of a wall of this deepening pit. See, a little nice approach.
I like that.
Poetic.
Although everything else
about me,
kind of went gray on me right after I heard you tell her you love her. that kind of hit me between the eyes.
Wait. Let me approach the new man concept. Now, I want you to understand something. I don't care about this guy. It's not an issue about who she's with, because I know what that guy's got to go through. See, he's in that place now. I was with her from the age of 23 to whatever she is now, 34, 35, I don't know, 32. All right. So I was 23. For 8 years, I was the guy. I was the guy that laid it out. Do you understand? So whatever she's telling him, because he's like, what about, am I good as him? Is this right? Did he do it like this? Am I as good? No way. There's no way. I'm sure they'll find their own groove, and I hope they do. That's something they can live with. But, I know everything.
You don't hope they do.
I know that. I know when she's faking. I know when she's not. I know when she's, walking through it. I know when she means it. He's got to learn those things, and he is in the shadow of what's in my pants and what was in her for 8 years.
Right.
All right. Is this wrong?
No. Well, I'm just thinking there's also the part of it, though. I don't mean to, I'm just saying there's a part of it, though, where they're at that beginning cool phase of, where you hang
But what are they, both broken birds? A couple of broken winged people? How do you get into it like that? I understand, but I don't think...
Mark, what Aunt's saying is, 6 or 7 times a day.
Yeah, you know what it's like when you
wait. You don't know my ex-wife.
Really?
All right, but no. And look, I hope they are. It really isn't bothering me.
Okay, that's good.
Can you see that I'm a bigger man than that? Can you see that?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Stephen S. from Bayshore, was Mark menstruating when he wrote this letter?
Well, let me read you the rest of it.
Back up a little bit, because people had a little problem with the love part.
All right, here. Well,
this is one of these letters where you're done with your ex and you just paid her a lot of money.
That was the opener. That was like I'm smoothing it out.
An attention getter.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. The second heading, sociopath.
Oh, wow.
All right, well.
Okay? All right? Now, there's some of this you're not going to understand, but you'll get it. I said, you accused me once of being a sociopath, yet you just now, quote-unquote, heard what being left may have felt like for me, and that you don't, quote-unquote, blame me. She said those things. The idea that you were completely entitled to everything you have done in the last year and a half, that you deserved it, then your reaction to something you won't get, among other things you have done or said, all of these things imply not only a lack of empathy, but a pathology. You are not only detached, but delusional. You are a self-serving animal driven by a broken core towards survival and opportunity at any cost.
Damn.
All right.
That is an insult and art.
Makes up for the love line.
There's more you people that think I'm some sort of wuss. I tried to be nice. So this is with the other guy, her Harvard guy, her rich kid boyfriend.
Oh, how snarky he must be.
I don't know how
he's probably a snarky writer. He writes little snide jokes.
You know what he writes for? He writes for that show Damages. All right,
I never heard of it.
Yeah,
that's a new one.
But it's a legal show. Let me tell you what she did to me legally. All right, I'm not going to do it.
It is a legal show.
That was a good header right there. That was a good paragraph.
Here's another one.
All right.
Maybe the upgrade will help you. Maybe effing a working screenwriter will get you where you need to go. If your book doesn't sell, I would seriously consider, as I'm sure you are, convincing this guy that you love him. You could also just let him be in love with you, and you can just show up. You have experience with that. Ultimately, you should have a rich guy's kid. Then at least you can be guaranteed a living for the long haul, instead of extorting money from guys who are struggling to stay afloat while trying to extend their first small wave of security and success into an unknown future.
Damn, that sounds like something somebody else in this room could have written. Yeah.
Am I still a wuss? Am I still menstruating?
No.
That's too mean.
Huh?
I'm kidding.
Now I'm too mean.
No, you're having a fine comeback here.
That letter, from what you're saying, because you're very close to this letter. I mean, you've probably toiled over it and changed things around. It's you. It's coming from you. From an outside party, you're showing a lot of feelings for her still in this letter.
Wait.
Even through all the...
Then wait. Abuse is the next heading.
Abuse.
Now this is for you.
Okay.
And then, look, I'm copping to my side of it because I'm trying to be honest here. I'm not in love with her anymore. I don't want to get her back. I may want to get back at her a little bit. But I'm not. I'm just trying to detach here. Can you feel that?
What are you trying to get out of this letter? All that and more.
Jim, do I deserve to be angry? Do I deserve to be angry?
Well, anger is a luxury afforded more balanced people. I'm not capable of handling
So what,
anger.
you're Captain Recovery this morning?
No, but I'm saying you can be angry, but I'm saying that I personally, it's very rough because the rage, of course you should be angry, but it's very hard to be,
I'm trying to be diplomatic here. Listen to this. Okay, abuse. I was emotionally abusive during our marriage, and I will carry the burden of that for the rest of my life and hopefully change. In terms of you being abusive during the marriage, that is not on me to parse. I can only assess my side of things. That is your side of the street, so to speak. All right, now listen to me. I know I did love you. I know I do know you. As far as abuse after you left, I hired a lawyer to process a divorce and protect what I thought was mine. You hired lawyers to act as thugs and shake me down. You hired them to bring me to my knees. You paid legal gangsters almost this amount of money, of our money, and provoked me to spend another this amount more on my side in a bad economy to hurt me as much as they could financially, mentally, and emotionally. You behaved like a jilted trophy wife married to a millionaire. You lied, cheated, and stole to serve yourself. In the end, considering the judgment of the courts, your thugs lost their argument but did succeed in breaking me financially. Again, it's only money. Ultimately, I made a fair settlement offer based on what I could afford on my own volition, founded in a strong desire not to dump more of my money through you into a shakedown that you thought you were entitled to. It was also dubious, given that you could have walked with so much money without hurting me. That is abuse, subcontracted abuse, the act of a coward. It's really pathetic that you talk about how much you hate your lawyers like they're somehow separate from you. They are you. You paid them to be you.
Wow. Oh, jeez. Okay. That's good.
You like that one, right, Ant?
Oh, do I like that one?
I think a lot of guys out there like that one, Mark.
Yeah?
You're speaking...
I might have to borrow that.
Language that people can understand right now. Yeah? Are you going to do one of these letters when your payments are done in?
No, I'm not doing anything.
But the thing is, I'm not. Yeah. The thing I don't get, man. I'm not slandering her. It's just that after a certain point, I was sucking up all the pain. I was sucking up all the blame. I took the hit for whatever her dad did or didn't do, and now I got to live with it. But there are some things that the only thing I'm mad about, Anthony, is the shakedown, is the waste of money, the entitlement. I mean, this is a woman that she planted a garden at our house, and when we were leaving. When she was leaving, she goes, I think I'm going to have to take some of those cactuses. Yeah, I mean, how petty I think I got to take some. And the bottom line is that she wanted to be a comic, and she got on board with me for 8 years. You know, and on some level, given the timing of when she left, I have to see it as opportunism. Is she doing comedy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did she get funnier? Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like she got sad. But the fact of the matter is that now she's a writer, so who's she jumping in bed with? Who's she living with? A writer. All right? Am I being an idiot? Is there logic in that?
I see some kind of a pattern there.
Mm-hmm. We just saw a picture of your ex, by the way.
Where?
Where?
We have our ways. Is that her? On the left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at her. Yeah.
I saw a picture, I think.
Yeah.
Look, I am just trying to get my self-respect back, you know, to assess the situation as I see it in retrospect. It becomes about the money to a certain degree because I understand divorces are ugly, and I know this woman. And the fact is that after she see these lawyers pimp people out. You know, she was being pimped by her lawyers. You know, and screwing me, and I'm paying for it. And then at the end of it, she's like, my lawyers took advantage of me. Can I have some more money? Like, you know, I just, you know what I mean? It's just after a certain point, it's like, you can't distance yourself from that. I know why you left me. You deserve a good life, but you can't, like, she acts like when she was plugging away on her book, I was being tortured by these Jewish bitches.
Yeah.
All right. Every day I had to go into my garage and dig up more crap to copy, to photocopy over and over again. Onward and onward. You know, for months and months, and they never let up. And that's what she paid them to do. She paid them to brutalize me.
That is
ultimately
exactly what I went through as far as having to get things. Oh, we need this. We need your taxes from this. We need that. And then there was something called potential earnings where they came up with this figure of what I could possibly make in my career.
That's what she did. And they lost. They lost.
See, that's where I folded my hand. Because I was getting scared like, oh, boy, they're talking a lot of effing money here.
They tried to make that argument. The thing that eats me the most is, you know what we do. You know what Jim and I do. Do you know what, you know, before you became big, did you know when you were going to get your next chunk of money? Did you know if you were going to get another job? Who the hell knows?
No.
I still panic.
This business is ridiculous.
That's right. So she gets these lawyers to make this assumption. Make an assumption that, like, look, he had a couple of good years for the first time in his life hosting a radio show in the middle of the night that arguably destroyed his marriage. So that means we got to look at this money as an aggregate, as an average. He's capable of making this money, so she gets the payments on this amount of money. I said, that's completely ridiculous. I'm in show business. There's no way. So we fought that. That was what the hearing was about. So then, you know, after the hearing, I get an opportunity to get a job. What did I do? I copped to it. I told her what was up. I made her a settlement based on the new job, and that was the end of it. Then we get the hearing from the judge. He awarded her spousal support on 1 year's money on the income that I made in that year, and the same year that she made just as much. It was like $900 a month. So all that money that she dumped into these lawyers, they lost. They lost it. So I just fought because I thought it was right. But she was But she was willing to lie under oath and to make herself sound like a victim, like a retard, like a moron who couldn't work. And she wrote. That was the thing that killed me the most, Anthony, was that she made this declarative statement about this is my statement, and basically it was I gave up my life for him, and he bought me nice dinners, right? This is not the woman I married. I married a like-minded person in the same business as me, who I gave the opportunity by not expecting her to work to do what she did, and then she writes that letter. Here's the
business as usual.
Last heading: respect.
By the way, you're getting
respect.
You want to wait till after the break?
No, people are applauding, man.
All right, respect. This is really the saddest loss for me in retrospect. Despite whatever you may think I thought about you and your craft, creativity, and talent, I respected you deeply and wanted so much for you to realize your talents and gifts. I am happy that you are. Your declarative statement to the court changed everything that I thought about you. I'm sure it doesn't matter really to you. You thought it was just part of the process. You claim that your lawyer wrote it and you signed it. Doesn't matter. It was a piece of writing that you put your name on and filed with a court of law. It was a lie designed to make you look like an uneducated victim of circumstance who gave up her life for someone and was in desperate need of reparation. It was heinous. It was written by you in the eyes of the court. It isn't the perjury aspect that is disturbing to me. That is a legal issue that you are apparently comfortable with. It is the fact that you were willing to lie, cheat, and steal to hurt me and get what you want. That is the single most important piece of writing you will ever do in my eyes. Even if you say you didn't write it, it said so much about who you are, more than any book you could ever really author. I believe that once documents are filed with a court, they are public. I haven't figured out how I will use them, but that piece of writing signifies the death of almost everything I believed in terms of love and illustrates perfectly the lie that love becomes. It really shattered the illusion. It is an amazing piece of writing in context.
Yeah. Wow. Depositions, things like that, they're written by lawyers. Lawyers write them, and you sign them as if it's your opinion or your recollection of things. But they don't. The lawyer writes it. Like mine, yeah, I did the same thing. I wrote mine. I wrote mine.
Yeah.
I wrote mine based on what I had been through.
The truth.
The truth, right. The other one was like, I read the other side and was just flabbergasted. I'm like, who?
But they put their name on it.
I know.
It's perjury.
Isn't that legal?
It's perjury. So then I said at the end, I'm not sure that I really owe you much respect after what you put me through. I have to figure that out. I will keep talking publicly about this until I feel better, die, use, alienate everyone, or surrender. And then, like she had said that I'm a tough act to follow, then I wrote this one. As far as being a tough act to follow, that would imply you have an act.
Oh! All right, that hurt. That was a good one.
So, a lot of people saying you still care, Mark.
So what? What? It's not a matter. It's not a matter of caring. It's just a matter of a certain amount. Is that this culture, this legal culture, is designed. It's designed to entitle women to screw men. Now, and the bottom line is, and I'm not being a misogynist here, this is not undocumented stuff. I understand spousal support, but how it's been exploited by these lawyers. The truth of the matter is, if you're a woman, you've been married to someone for 15, 20 years, 30 years, you've had kids, you brought up kids, you did your part in the marriage and everything else, and then all of a sudden you enter the world, you can't work. I understand. You deserve money. Because you have to start a life over again.
Yeah.
That's what it was for. Mm-hmm. And it was a fair thing. That's why it's on the books. But these idiots, these evil bastard lawyers and bitch lawyers, what they do is they exploit that. I mean, I was married for 3.5 years. I was with her for 8. When she left me, she was 30 years old, completely capable of working, had half of my money coming to her automatically, which she says, I didn't know I had that. Bull. She could have done anything. The truth of the matter is she didn't want to have to get a job. She felt entitled to my money. And all I can say is, Jeremy, I hope you like the Christmas presents I bought you.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a woman on the line. Her take on this whole thing. Let's see what Wanda has to say. Wanda, PA, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, every time he reads that letter, she wins again.
How's that?
Because she's still renting space in his brain.
Renting space?
Yeah, okay. She's not. She may be renting it there, but I've limited the amount of space she's renting in my heart every time I read the letter. So eventually, it will get out of my brain.
Just work it out of your brain.
Mm-hmm. The best thing, if you send that to her, I didn't know you sent it.
I did. I'm not going to read it. I didn't send it. I put my money where my mouth is. I just hope that the guy she's with heard it.
What would you do if she sent back an email and it just had a bunch of Z's in a row?
Oh, wow.
You know what, Jim? Knowing her, she'll probably steal that idea and probably send me that, thinking I might not have heard you say it.
I only asked that
That's funny,
because
man.
I got a really irritating one recently from somebody in my past that I thought was unfair, and that my temptation was just to put a bunch of Z's and mail it back to them, and I just didn't. I said, no.
No, you know what's sad about this is that, like, I know what this is. This is malignant, evil. You know, I should suck it up. I should have some acceptance. I should rise above this because this is exactly what my father does. He sends these letters. But there was part of me, because I sat on this thing. I made phone calls to friends. I said, I wrote this. You know, I'm a little obsessed. And they're like, well, don't send it. Let it sit. And I let it sit. And the bottom line is I started to realize that I was starting to think that, granted I behaved badly, granted I slept with people she knew, but I never lashed out in anger during this divorce process, ever. Whatever I did was to make myself feel better, but I was not going to lash out in anger. I tried to be as diplomatic as possible. But then all of a sudden I had this realization one day when I had said something to her over an email, over money or something, and she calls me up crying about something. About I didn't know you were doing, and it opened my heart right back up again, and I was writing that thing with her, and I got off the phone, and I realized, right, well, no, but the thing was, what I realized, I thought every time that happened that, we're going to be friends, and then I realized, wait a minute, it's manipulative, it's damage control, exactly. She wants me to shut my mouth. She wants me to shut up and give her the money and move on. She thought that we would just be friends. She thought that, hey, it's just divorce. It's what people do. I never did it. I was in love with her. I never did this. My first divorce, I walked away from it. I had no money. I wanted out. Okay, so I had no experience of this. This is the first time I experienced this, and it's a life-altering experience, dude. Yeah. It changes your life.
It certainly does.
And I wasn't going to just let it slide. And people are like, you don't have kids or whatever. It doesn't matter. A broken heart is a broken heart. You may have other responsibilities, may have other financial responsibilities, but the bottom line is, if you sit with this stuff and you blame yourself, you're either going to become a more humble person with a little more humility, you're going to become a bitter bastard. Apparently, I'm still on the precipice.
Yeah, let me tell you something. After 9 years, I'm still on the fence myself too. I am very bitter about what happened because I'm still paying. 9 years later, and I'm still writing checks. 2 more.
2 to go.
2 to go.
2 payments to go.
Doubled the time you were married, dude. That's so sick.
No, I was married 9 years.
And then 9 years later, 10 years later,
and then now I'm still paying. And it was based on a lot of what you had said, things that were in, written responsibilities that, if you would have read one side of this court case, you'd have thought I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for her.
Yeah, well, that's her.
Which is complete crap.
That was her argument. You'd be nowhere without me. What do you mean? The money I bought the house with was based on a deal that had nothing to do with her, and the story had nothing to do with her.
I was a construction worker for the majority of our marriage. I was a construction worker making $29,000 a year. That's what I was making. I had finally broken through in radio. Wasn't making millions, believe me. Was making a good living, but that potential earning thing came in.
You only made a good living the last year that you were married with.
No, I wasn't even married at that point. I was already going through it. We were negotiating a contract, and that effing lawyer waited, postponed every time I had to go to court. And I had to go there, sit down, postponed, and I'd leave, and I had to postpone it every time until I had to sign my new contract. And then they went, well, look what he makes. She wasn't even involved in my life at that point.
It's criminal.
Extortion. It
is extortion because they think everyone thinks that this is just the way divorce is. It's an abuse of the justice system.
Yeah.
Because in all fairness, man, I filed for divorce with a lawyer because I didn't know how to do it otherwise, and I wanted to keep the house in the sense that, like, she's like, but you always said it was our house. I'm like, yeah, if we're living in it.
Yeah, right.
So if we're living it, we're married, so why should I be concerned? I used to say that to her because I bought the house before we were married. It was in my name, and she says, your accountant conspired against me. Bull! My accountant conspired against me. It's like, why would it matter if you plan to stay married to me?
Yeah.
Who's got the house now?
Me!
Oh, good job.
Yeah, great. Now it's worthless.
You have to sell it?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No, it's like,
that's better than most people.
We bought it. I bought it at the beginning of the bubble. It's still worth what I paid for it, if not more. And you know what? I'm happy I got the house because I went back for 2 weeks. I like my house.
Good for you.
And I want to thank her for decorating and planting the plants.
All right, we're going to continue with Marc Maron. January 15th, Union Hall, Brooklyn. I've seen Marc a bunch of times. He's great. I love seeing your stuff, Marc.
Thank you.
UnionHallNY.com for tickets. January 15th with Marc Maron. Let's go to the FU line, see what other people are bitching about today.
Thanks for calling the Opie and Anthony FU line. Here's the latest batch of FUs.
You have 6 new voice messages. First voice message.
Yeah, this is Nick from Jersey. I want to give a big you to that redheaded that gave me your number and made out with me when the ball dropped and never responded. What the you thinking, you dumb bitch? I'm a great catch. You.
Next message.
Yeah, I want to send a big FU out to George Bush. About time we get you out of the office. You've been nothing but a waste of space to this country and a drain on the economy. So, you, George Bush.
Next message.
Hey, I'd like to give a big you to the guys I work for. They me out of my holiday pay by not clearly stating what the rules were to be able to get it. Thanks a lot, guys, and you.
Next message.
I'd like to send a big F-you out to Stacy. I can't stand you. It's just too bad that we had a kid together.
Next message.
Hey, this is Rob from Phoenix. I want to give a big F-you to all the people who hit their brakes when they come up to the radar cameras on the freeways out here in Phoenix. You're not even doing the speed limit already. Don't hit your brakes, you moron.
Next message.
This is Marc. You for you, Kristen. Put me in jail after 3 years of our relationship.
End of new messages.
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line. 866-FU line 1. That's 866-FU line 1.
Thank you and goodbye.
Well, you blew that one, E-Rock. Way to go. We're back with the Opie and Anthony Show. Marc Maron in studio. We love when Marc stops by. A lot of passion, a lot of anger, a lot of funny.
It's real life.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be at Union Hall in Brooklyn, January 15th. You go to unionhallny.com. It's too late, E-Rock. You failed. But you didn't fail for Marc Maron.
Epic fail.
We were ready to move on. Marc reads his letter. His divorce case is over. Yep. He's getting a little closure.
Yeah, and then Eric digs this thing up on the internet.
Yeah, so why don't you
E-Rock
explain?
found this?
E-Rock did some research for Marc Maron without Marc knowing, because you gave out...
Does she work in the food industry?
Well, Marc, you gave out a few clues, so people immediately went to Google and IMDb and started finding stuff, and E-Rock found some stuff for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, look, I got nothing, I got nothing against whoever she's with or whatever. All right, I really don't. But now this article, this is from in the LA Times, 2006, February. That's a year and 2 months before she leaves me.
A year and 2 months before she leaves.
Now, mind you, I'm busy in New York, waking up, doing morning radio every day, waking up 3:30 in the morning to make to make our nut, right?
For our house.
That's right. So she's at this place where I knew she wrote, writing with these people. But now this whole thing is about this group of people that writes at this place in L.A. called the Bourgeois Pig. This guy, Josh Olson, who wrote, good writer, nice guy. He wrote The History of Violence. A good writer.
History of Violence was...
And he was friends with her. But apparently, Olson usually stakes out the table first, then the guy that my ex-wife is with now follows. By the third and newest member of their clan, Mishna Wolf, a comedian. And, quote, the most flattering moment at this table was when Josh called me and said, people are trying to sit at the table. Do you want your seat? Unquote, Wolf said. So she was sitting there with this guy, the guy she's with now, a year and 2 months before she leaves me.
So you don't think something was being cultivated in that year?
Well, she's very, she's very, adamant. I never screwed around on you. Never. And then the last time I talked to her, she's like, I may have been inappropriate. Yeah? You may have been inappropriate. Maybe some computer work, some phone work, while I'm in the middle of the night trying to make a living for us. She's noodling away with this dude, complaining. My husband yells, he's far away. I'm away. So that was going on a year and a half, a year and 2 months, but I'm the bad guy. A year and 2 months, this guy's courting her. I'm the bad guy.
You know what? Let me tell you something else.
At least
not my ex-wife, but my most recent long-term girlfriend. That is now my ex, long-term girlfriend. I was with her for
7 years, right?
Yeah, something like that, right? I absolutely knew who she was going to be with if we broke up a good 2 years before we broke up.
How did you know, dude?
I just knew. There's this little, just a sixth sense that you just know. You kind of go there's a little following around puppy dog thing, and then there's this texting, email, MySpace, whatever the hell it was. I was just when I heard, I went, that's no surprise. Didn't bother me at all.
That's the thing.
It wasn't any problem or anything, but I just knew. It's I didn't want to be, and I didn't want to be I knew it, but it's just, don't try to say that there wasn't a reason that I knew this.
Or intrigue, the way it works, there's
right.
nothing you can prove in court technically.
Right,
intrigue texts.
Yeah.
Or just little things that we all know what they are.
Yeah. I got, honestly, Jim, you guys, I got nothing on this guy. I don't care. I'm not married to her anymore, but the bottom line is it was betrayal, it was duplicitous, and she shook me down for money that she's now spending, with him Fine, whatever. But the whole genuineness of it, just know. I'm just saying this. There's a duplicitous nature here. There's an opportunist nature here. You know, it's not my fault that she didn't get popular as a comic. The one thing that she yells at me about during this divorce is like, you never got me a job as a writer on that game show that you had to do when you were bankrupt after you left your first wife that you didn't want to do. Like, I have the power. Like, I have the power to do that. You know, you didn't get me on Premium Blend. Like, well, what? It's got nothing to do with me. Who the hell am I? I can barely get work. Look at my schedule. Look at my calendar. You gave me mouth herpes. All right, so you're an adult now.
Oh, damn.
Who doesn't have
Exactly. Exactly. She used to yell at me. She goes, you said that I wouldn't get it. I said, no, I didn't say that. I said that some people don't get it. That's all I said.
Oh, my God, you did not just say that.
What, mouth herpes? Who doesn't have mouth herpes?
I don't know.
Very, very,
But I just want to be clear. I got nothing against this guy. It's just know that there's a duplicitous nature here and that I love this person. Maybe neither one of us were capable of taking care of the other person. Whatever. But, in retrospect, the duplicitous nature, the logic of it, the opportunism of it.
You're giving me a lot of words to look up after the show today. I'm dizzy with these big words.
Opportunism?
Opportunism.
How did you graduate, the 3rd grade?
It's just heinous, and then we're all expected to be friends.
Oh, my God, I can look that one up,
We're expected to be friends? I'm supposed to be pals? Like, I'm supposed to just let this slide?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be capable of loving the person again.
Whoa, you guys are possibly thinking about being pals?
No, that was her idea. That like people just go through divorces. She had no idea what let's be. But she wanted my best friend to blurb her book.
Yeah.
And then she gets on the phone with me and says, "I don't know why Sam wouldn't do it. Why wouldn't he do it? Apparently he thinks that we're not getting along." I'm like, what if I asked your best friend to write the liner notes of my CD?
Yeah.
How would that go over?
I don't understand the people that could be friends with their exes.
But that was
I never understood that one. Rich Voss, has a very good relationship with his ex.
They got a kid.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys that do have kids with someone else, and they can't stand
a drop-off point like a ransom.
Sure.
With the
I don't understand that one at all.
I had one of my exes who I dated for a while who were starting to become friends again. Because the fall of this one was about, I'd say, 85% my fault. And I knew. Believe me, I know. But I want to be her friend because I screwed up so bad, and you know what I mean?
But how is that going to work for her when she sees you with somebody else? The jealousy thing.
Dude, I don't want to see her with somebody else.
So how do you guys maintain a friendship through all that?
This is a person, the thing with me and this person is we were friends for a long time before we ever dated. So it was like there was a real friendship there before we dated. We probably never should have dated because I was such an addict in the other way. And I do actually miss the friendship. And I saw her recently, and it wasn't like I miss being her boyfriend. I was like, oh, God.
But does she miss you as a friend?
No. She dumped me, and she should have.
I know.
For real.
But does she want to be friends with you?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
I know my wife misses me as a friend because we were friends, despite the fact that she thinks she did everything by herself and that I had no point and no importance or relevance in her life. But, I could have been friends with her if I realized that she really didn't care about what she put me through. She really didn't care. The idea that she asked my best friend to blurb her book and thinking that it would just happen.
Sure.
Yeah, what is that?
No, friends don't.
That's
delusional.
Let me just say,
did he say no, or did you not ask him?
No, I didn't get involved. I just said, yeah, go ahead and ask him.
You know he's going to say no if he's a real friend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Of course. And the only thing I'm saying is...
Wait, this is after she left?
Yes!
I thought when you were together she asked.
Oh, my God.
Now you got us all involved here. We're all angry for you.
I'm almost like, well, why would he do it? Like, I didn't realize it after you left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can I say something? John W. from Hoboken, he writes, I'm still stuck on you're now an adult with mouth herpes.
Wow. Welcome to the world of grown-upness.
Grown-upness.
You can defend that statement, right?
What?
That's a rough one to just throw out there on the radio. I'm just trying to...
What did I say? What's rough?
Oh, you're basically saying she has mouth herpes. I mean...
Oh. Doesn't everyone?
I'd say... I think it was 85% of the adult population I've heard has HSV1.
Yeah, I mean...
What is that, cold sore?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, it's just a lot of people have them. I've had it for...
I've got one of those.
No, but I've had it since I was...
I get them.
You get the cold sore.
I haven't gotten them in a long time because I don't stress anymore because I'm in a happy relationship.
I have... yeah, right. I have...
I can't even remember the last time I had one, thank God.
I've had it since
comes
I was
out
a
with
kid.
the stress. Yeah. Who the F gave it to me when I was a kid? That's what I want to know. I want to go under hypnosis to make sure it wasn't something I don't remember. Because next thing you know, I'm like 6, 7 years old and I'm getting these things like, How do you get this as a 6 or 7-year-old? Hello.
It's some nasty relative that gives you a kiss hello.
And that's all it takes?
They don't know. Something on there.
Look, all I know is I did not lie during this process.
It's obvious.
Yeah, there you go.
I did not lie during this process.
Your problem was
your
problem was you were a nice guy.
No, but I mean, I was a little emotionally screwed up. But I just want to say that look, I'm reaching out to this guy again. If her book doesn't sell and you can't help her, believe me, you're going to be blamed for not being her dad.
So you got a clear conscience, though.
Yeah,
because you went and took the high road.
I'm done with this. This is the end of it. I'm going to give her the last check today.
You said that last time.
No, I feel like
today, right?
the last check is going in the bank today. I finally feel like I got what I paid for, and the one thing I got to give her respect for, she got me sober. I've been sober over 9.5 years, and I wouldn't have done it without her. And that's one of the ways I'm trying to spin this. I'm asking people.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking people who have been through many rehabs, you know, like who have relapsed over and over again. Like, how much does it cost you? You know, over the years to finally get this amount of time. And I'm actually starting to justify the money I spent on this divorce. It's like, well, that's what I paid for my sobriety and for this one-man show and for this ability, for this opportunity to rise above this crap and become an adult and process these feelings. I want to thank her for that. And I wish her and her new boyfriend the best of luck. I really do, because happiness is really the best revenge. And I really hope that she's happy. I'm done with this, except for the one-man show.
You know, you bring up a good point, because I look at the cost. And every time I'm f***ing a 20-year-old, I think, what would this have cost me if I had to go out and buy one?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what makes us different.
I will say this, though, not to take lemons and make lemonade, because I'm not good at that, but when you look at the thing of getting sober, which is huge, it's like, you know, like we never know how life is going to work out. Like, let's just say you never met this person and you didn't get sober.
I wouldn't have.
Let's just say 3 weeks after you got sober, you may have been driving somewhere and hit something and been paralyzed from the neck down. Like, if you would have, you'd never know what would have happened, how awful it would have been. Like, this may just be icing on what would have been a tremendously bad thing at one point. That make any sense?
Yeah.
Like, you never know how bad it could have been.
Certainly. Let's go to Don in Maryland. Don, what's going on?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good. We're hanging with Marc Maron.
Yeah, just a quick thing on his divorce and all that. My dad, his birthday was last Friday, and found out my mom just up and left one day, took $12K out of his bank account, changed his password and everything online, and went to Mississippi. Yeah, well, I mean,
some people, that's a lot of money, though.
Yeah, go to the bank, and then realize 40,000 is missing.
Right, you know, it's not that bad, but the whole thing is she's not just taking $12K. We found pills and a pot bag in her car because we were on our way up to a hockey practice. We found all this drug money, so she's taking this, going to Mississippi with her drug family, spending all that on drugs and gambling in the casinos and everything, and just left us. So I call her and tell her, don't ever talk to me again. And she, you know, your 17-year-old son calls you and tells you that, and she goes, okay.
Yeah,
she's in trouble.
She's done with you.
Yeah, she's real messed up mentally, and like, you know, it's like, you know, you realize that, you know, wow, you're not the same person you used to be. Like, you know, once something like, you know, like he said, you know, she just took everything from him. You know, like that's what my mom's doing. She's trying to ruin us financially, and he's not. You know, my dad's not trying to do that. Like She sounds
like she's out of control too. Like
she is. You know, she's down there with her family. Her family is all drug addicts. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's on something else. You know, because she was on Vicodin and Dilaudid and all this. Like for 4 years, this has been going on, and then she tries to turn around and blame it on my dad and me.
Somebody just said, 12 grand is a lot if you're not a millionaire, Anthony. It was all I had, you douche. Yeah, it's not like that. I'm not talking about 40 grand and 12 grand and stuff. 40,000 was every penny I had in the bank. Everything I had saved my entire life.
I could back up Anthony. We went to the bank together. We didn't sign the big contract yet. We were doing okay. We just came to New York and signed a pretty nice deal, but, you know, we were going to do way better than that. And Ant went to the bank to take out half, and his entire life savings was gone. I remember I had to lend him a few bucks until the next paycheck, matter of fact, just to get him by. And then the next paycheck, he was at least able to live, paycheck to paycheck like most people out there. But at that moment, he didn't have money to get home. She took it all. No, she left what in? $2 or something?
It was a couple of bucks
like
left in there.
$2.79, some ridiculous number.
An infuriating amount.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Were you more pissed off about if she had just taken the money, I would have been okay with it. It was dumping all that money into those lawyers.
Oh, the lawyers. Yeah, you just...
I would have rather she just took it. And this is a woman that said it's never about the money. It's never about the money. But that's where
the emotion thing. You gotta
the thought that you have to pay the guy that is screwing you.
Look, I understand there's a hate there and all that, but you got to look at it logically. You're getting a divorce. You're going to pay somebody else a lot of money. Let's work this out together here. You could take what I'm going to give to the lawyer.
That's right.
You'll have more money in the end.
She claims she didn't know. She didn't know. That's baloney.
In most cases, because I know how much Aunt spent. It's mind-boggling.
And then it's like,
because he had to pay for her lawyer and his lawyer.
And then it's like, Anthony should have gotten a better lawyer. Should have spent more on it. How was she able to afford Dominic Barbara? How was she? Because I paid for it. I couldn't afford a good lawyer because I was paying for her good lawyer.
Yeah, I just got to.
How does that? How is that legal?
Yeah, I just got a scrapper, and she did a good job. You know, in a 50-50 state, I mean, the stakes are different, and there's not a whole lot you can do. But that process, the thing where they just they know they don't deserve or they can't get what they want, but they just keep this process going to break you down, and I wouldn't do it. When I went to court, and I acted properly in the divorce. You know, I was fighting for something that was right, and the judge ruled in my favor, but she had already spent all of my savings. All of it on lawyers. And I'm sure she's happy about that. Why wouldn't she be? I showed him. You know, I left him, and I was unwilling to make a decision. I waited. She waited. She left me and would not tell me whether she wanted to get back together or not until finally I filed for divorce because what am I going to ask her for permission to date? And then I go out with one woman and she's like, oh, that's it. You did that. So there. Now I can blame you for me leaving and not working this out.
Do you think that time
I wasn't that bad.
Do you think that time that you guys were apart, like where she was making a decision, there was something inappropriate happening?
It's hard for me to know because clearly she met this guy in 2006, so I imagine there was plenty of inappropriate things happening the year that I was working for the money that she stole.
And you guys were separated, right? You were over here, and she was on the left coast.
Yeah, that's right. So, and the thing is, it's very stressing. You know, you're out in the middle of the night. You know, you do morning radio, and I don't know what she's doing, and I'm calling to figure out what she's doing. I'm not copping to my anger issues, but people yell. I never hurt her. It never got physical. I had some rage issues. It wasn't all the time, but the bottom of the line was she was looking out for herself. You know, and if she gets married, the weird thing is now, if she gets married within the time that I already made the settlement for, I mean, theoretically, I guess I could get some of that money back, but it's not worth it. It wasn't that much money. Yeah. It's not the money, it's the waste of it.
The waste. Speaking of that, another instant feedback coming in. This will set Ant off. $12,000 is still a lot of money, you douche, to most of us. We heard about your sad story. Now you're rich. We get it. That's a guy that just doesn't get it.
You're a douche.
That's a guy that just doesn't get it.
Yeah, you just don't even get it. I'm not even going to try.
It doesn't matter how much money you're making when you have to give up that much money to someone that doesn't deserve it.
And I wasn't.
It's infuriating. It's not about the.
That was before the contract.
It was before I was making the money. It was well before I was making the money.
There was a good possibility that Aunt was going to be broke. You know.
Exactly.
I mean, now we could see what going into a time machine would do, but back then
you don't know.
You don't know.
Stupid ass business.
You don't know.
Exactly.
We could have done the Sex for Sam thing a little earlier, and then we wouldn't have had as much juice as far as the radio show goes, and we would have never had to come back.
No.
Marc Maron, thank you. We got to get out of here. They got to start a music marathon.
Sorry, I was just praying. I'm sorry.
Marc Maron, January 15th, Union Hall.
I'm also at Maxwell's in Hoboken. So for the New Jersey people, on the 24th, is it the 24th? What's the 20th? Yeah, the 24th. I think it's a Saturday. I'm going to be at Maxwell's in Hoboken with Leo Allen and Adam Hurwitz.
Where do they go for your dates?
Go to the MySpace. That's the best, or markmaron.com, but MySpace, Marc Maron, MARC, There's only a few dates because, despite whatever my ex-wife thinks, I am a rarefied commodity in the world of comedy.
Why?
Because I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't quite understand it. But whatever.
Maybe too smart?
I've never been funnier. That might have something to do with it.
I'm not even joking. Some of you smart comedians,
That's
don't get the audience you deserve.
Well, I can talk about poop.
Yeah, maybe do a little poop, actually.
Maybe some poop. And
We'll give you some of that stuff we were spraying on David. And
yeah, sure, I'll wear that on
get a
stage.
whole nother
That'll
act
guarantee
going on. We didn't even get to talk politics.
I'm going to go see Stinky Guy. Well, politics, it is what it is, a crisis management presidency. If he can keep us all from fighting over food scraps and restaurant dumpsters in the next 4 years, he will have done a good job.
Well, there you go.
He wins. Yeah.
There you go. You summarized nicely there. All right, music marathon time. Jimmy?
January 18th, my one show at the Borgata is not sold out, so tickets are at theborgata.com. It's the night before Martin Luther King's birthday.
All right.
Well, I was actually offered by Kenny. Said, hey, you want to go? And I think I'm going to.
Oh, good, man.
I think I'm going to go there, play a little poker, and see my friend Jimmy Norton at the
maybe
Borgata.
I'll play poker with you.
Yes, be fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, music marathon time. We continue on Sirius, whatever the hell they're calling it these days.
Sirius XM?
I don't know. I think they're starting to drop the XM a little bit.
Oh.
I'm noticing that here and there. So
yeah.
We're off the satellite. Music marathon here in New York if you're listening to this fine station. Is this us?
It's us. Good.
Oh, Marc Maron made the walkover. Very happy. We're going to get into some other things.
One of my favorite Metallica songs, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
She liked Metallica.
Love this one. Oh, did she?
Michael Madsen is calling in like a minute or two. We love this guy.
He's crazy.
I just watched Pulp Fiction the other day.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
He's great in that. I forget
Reservoir
that.
Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs?
Oh, yeah, Reservoir Dogs. I just watching that scene. He's great in that.
Great.
Yeah. He's a very honest guy and tells a good story.
Little dog.
Yeah. He's one of those guys where it's like, how come he's not doing everything?
Yeah.
You know, how come I don't see that guy more?
He's promoting a movie called Strength and Honor. Strength and Honor, which was released in
Is that about
Ireland
divorce?
in 2007. No, it's the story of a single father that decides to break his dying wife's last wish to not box again in order to save his young son from certain death.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
That sounds heavy. It's not a lighthearted film.
Wow,
And
really?
Mark forgot to plug what he's doing.
Oh, Break Room Live. I do a daily live internet TV show with Sam Cedar. We do a lot of film comedy, bit of politics, bit of this, bit of that, but there's a lot of stuff. We just launched this new site called breakroomlive.com. Every day there's like tons of stuff up there. We're going to be premiering an Army advertisement today. And I do all kinds of crap on there. Cooking segments, weird handheld segments. And Sam's real wonky. He talks politics. I just talk about my passionate turmoil around everything.
Yes.
It's weird because I put up on my Facebook today, because when I come on here, I live in two different worlds. You know, I come here and I honor the part of me that lives with you guys, and then I go there and then I honor the other thing. And I actually on my Facebook I said I'm doing Opie and Anthony today to give my Mr. Hyde some airtime.
Yeah. Hey, this is the place to. It is true. You know, you can't just spout off in public like you can here. Which it's so refreshing.
Well, you know, that's why we're comics. I mean, I bet you Jim could testify this. Is I started to realize that culture on every level, there's a politics, there's a social dynamic that has to be respected for people to feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. I have never been able to do that. Not in school, not anywhere. I could never respect the context. And people, when you're that guy, people are always like, we can't have him. Don't invite him to dinner again. What the hell is he going to say? So you almost have no choice but to go into comedy if you have that personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, what am I going to do? What am I going to shut up? Am I going to learn how to be more socially appropriate?
Well, you know, it's the one job where no matter what a fuck up you are, that people just need to go, all right. I mean, it's like any entertainment. Like if you're a lawyer and you're doing well, you're gonna slip and go, wow, that so-and-so's a cunt, and find the wrong person.
Yeah.
You're gonna say the wrong thing at the wrong time. That's
in our job, that's a punchline.
They expect it from you. Yeah.
Yeah, we could get back to that, but we got Michael Madsen on the phone. We only have him for a few minutes because he's got to bring his kids to school, I do believe, right, Michael?
Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, Anthony hates kids in general. Or do you enjoy being a father? Do you enjoy having kids?
I need a job. It's truly a reflection of the times we're living in when Michael Madsen isn't working on a movie.
Yeah, huh?
Well, we got a funny guy in studio, Marc Maron, and he just saw Reservoir Dogs again, and he just said, why isn't this guy in every single film that comes out?
That's why I'm calling this morning.
I'm like one of those social malcontents you were just talking about. The teacher goes up in front of the room in 6th grade, and she said, we have a problem in the class. Does anyone know what it is? And just let everyone raise their hand except me.
That's hilarious.
That's when you know, hey.
I got kicked out of school once for having the wrong kind of leadership qualities.
Yeah. Don't call him again.
Yeah, exactly.
I get the same problem. I made this picture, I made a fight picture, like a boxing fight picture called Strength and Honor. And we went across the United States and won just about every film festival you can imagine, including New York. They gave us Best Picture and Best Actor for New York Independent Film Festival.
Congratulations.
And we can't get distribution for this movie.
Wait, so you're promoting a movie that you're proud of on our show for once?
Yeah, I'm very proud of it, but we can't get distribution for it. I sent it over to Donald Trump. I figured he bailed out Ed McMahon. Maybe he'll help me.
Yeah.
How did people get it?
Fuck, how can you... I sent it to Donald Trump to see if he'd give me some P&A money.
And what did he say?
I haven't heard back from him.
Oh, come on. Do the right thing. Let's get this movie out in theaters.
Why don't you send us some copies of it?
Yeah.
Well, I could do that easy.
I was just watching.
I'll make you guys associate producers and
yeah, there you go.
Put it out together and
fess up some cash, and we'll all do well.
It's not out on DVD or anything.
There's no guns or cigarettes.
Where can people see it, though, Michael?
Do what?
Where can they see it?
Well, you can't see it yet because it hasn't been out.
Okay. So you're promoting a movie we can't see.
You guys said you could help me if I ever needed it. So
that's why he's calling.
All right, well.
He needs distribution.
We got to get Michael Madsen some distribution for Strength and Honor.
We don't know what to do. We've never had anybody take us up on that horseshit offer.
I know. Now we're in a bad position.
As far as being a dad is concerned, I love it.
You do love it, right?
Except for the getting up early in the morning part.
Yeah, I hate that about my job, so I'm gonna have any fucking kids. I was just watching you in some movie. I wake up, I turn the TV on, I'm like, hey, it's Michael Madsen. And I always stop on Michael Madsen movies. And it was like you were in some kind of spaceship. And there was like some chick with you. And then there was the daughter, that you had the daughter, and she was sick. Yeah. But there was...
That was done in like 1920.
1920. There was... No, you know something, though?
I was an embryo at that time.
I actually... Yeah, who played, like, your dead dad in that thing, too? You had that guy came in and stuff.
He's a really good actor. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
I saw him on a TV commercial recently for Cadillac.
Yeah, I was watching that, though.
What the hell his name is?
You know what, though? I was watching it, and you were fantastic in it. Like, the premise of the movie was ridiculous.
Preposterous.
But Michael Madsen was fucking fantastic in it. And I watched the whole goddamn thing.
Because of him, right?
Yeah.
Try to bring some truth to it, no matter how bad the premise.
Yeah, no matter how bad the premise is, Michael Madsen will pull it together. You give him a gun, you give him a few cigarettes, the movie's fantastic.
Yeah. Now, Mike,
I don't hear from Scorsese or Spielberg though. What am I doing wrong?
No, what are you doing wrong?
You're obviously a problem. You're obviously a problem.
You're a bridge burner.
You're a bridge burner.
Yeah, are you a hard guy to work with?
I wish I could say that. I wish I could say that was the truth, because then it would all make sense. But it's not.
People are just scared of you. You know, they're just petrified.
He probably just goes and fucks everyone's wives and gets back to the director.
Yeah.
It's got to be something just horrific he's not telling us.
I wish I was having that much fun.
See, Mickey Rourke, who's so great. Everybody knows how great Mickey Rourke is, but for a long time he was such a maniac. People were scared of him. That's why nobody did anything with him.
Maybe you got to put tennis balls underneath your face skin.
Yeah.
And you're pulling Mickey Rourke.
What did he do?
I don't know.
Good job in the Wrestler.
He certainly did.
We all saw the Wrestler and loved it.
It's great.
But we're not talking about the Wrestler. We're talking about Strength and Honor. Now, I got to ask you, if this movie's winning all these awards, why isn't it in theaters?
Because none of the studios want to put up any P&A money.
Trying economic times we're in.
No, but if it's winning awards, I go back to that. There's a lot of crap out there, and there's a lot of crap in these, like, artsy theaters. At the very least, it should be in the artsy theaters.
You talk to the director of this movie, because I gave you guys the phone number for the director.
Oh, yeah, we got him. Yeah, he's been on hold.
On the phone.
Mark. Wait, he's been on hold.
How's it going?
Hold on, Mark's been on hold the whole time. I mean, but Michael Madsen, he's the big get here. I mean, this guy is the real deal. What could you add to...
Mark directed the picture.
Yeah, what could you add, Mark?
Hi, my name is Michael Madsen.
Everyone does their Madsen impression.
Yeah.
No. It's all good. But I mean, I'm scratching my own head myself, to be honest about it, because we have this great movie. It's after taking over 19 wins all across America. Everywhere we go, it's winning. And it's, and we're just having this nightmare just trying to get it out at the minute, you know?
Are you fucking Canadian?
He's Irish.
No, I'm fucking Irish.
All right. As long as you're not one of those fucking Canadians.
He's from the Green Hills of Ireland.
I tell you.
It's funny, actually, because usually people ask me over here, am I Australian? So thank fuck you didn't ask me, am I Australian?
I think the timing is right for this movie, though. I think a lot of times when things are in depression and people are economically hurt, they think that they want entertainment movies. But I can tell you just by what I do, they want honest, real shit. And I think you guys could, if you showed it to the right person, this thing would take off. I mean, The Wrestler's only in two coasts right now, but I think it's going to take off.
Yeah, I think
they're actually going wide with The Wrestler, I think, on the 16th, I believe.
Wow.
So I think they had it in a few theaters first, just to see how it went, and I think they're going to give it a big wide release on the 16th.
So why don't we just start showing the movie in our studio here? We get a live audience every day, and we'll see if it can build from there.
Geez, I tell you, but the laugh of it all, even what amazes me, even we've been doing the festival circuit, and every theater that we were playing on the festival circuit, every place we were turning up, there was such a buzz going about the movie was sold out.
Huh.
And if that doesn't tell you, that there's a demand for the movie, I don't know what does.
Well, you guys came out in Ireland in 2007. How did it do in Ireland, or what was like?
Yeah, we did.
We
came out in Ireland, and we did nearly $500,000, which is big for Ireland because something we say something like Shrek in Ireland did $1 million. We've only 3 million people there, so $500,000 was very big in Ireland.
Shrek only did $1 million. It's really weird, like how okay.
And he's green. You'd think he'd do better there.
I think they thought that they were Shrek was taking the piss out of the patriotism in Ireland.
I'm suspicious still. Something's going on that you guys aren't talking about.
Maybe that's what's wrong, Mike. Maybe we should have painted you green or something.
Is there a controversial scene in the movie or something like that? Or
no, not really. No, there's nothing at all really. It's just a good, straightforward movie of hope that people love, that everybody balls their heads off, and everybody can't get enough of, and maybe that's why it's
a fighter. His wife dies, and he promises he's never going to fight again. And he has to save his son. His son comes down with an illness. He has to fight to pay for the operation.
Yeah.
I would think you guys could sell this on the skirt tails of the wrestler easy if you talk to the right people.
Well, that's what we're kind of thinking as well, and it's funny because Fox were looking at it there just before Christmas, and maybe something might happen there again. It's still up in the air with them, but it's funny because even there's a couple of critics that have actually seen The Wrestler and have seen Strength and Honor, and they've actually made comparisons between the two movies as well. That's what they have. So that's what I'm thinking as well. You would think that because some people were saying that possibly The Wrestler was going to be a difficult movie to sell to the audience, which it's clearly obvious that it isn't, so it's, so you would think, that, people would ride the wave of that as well, but.
Let me get this straight.
That we sent it over to Donald Trump.
Yeah, let me get this straight. You're coming to us for help, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, God, you're the only one
that would help us.
Oh, my God.
We got to work on this then.
Yeah, because the worst of it all as well is, and this is what makes it frustrating then as well, is we have a couple of major studios who are actually saying to us, yes, we want to do it, But the thing is, you know, you need to come up with the $10 million for us.
Wow. Someone just IMDb'd Michael Madsen. Is it true you've done 102 movies since 2000?
No.
All right.
No.
A few people checking in saying this guy's done
Michael Madsen's been in quite a few movies.
If you're going to count some that I worked on for 1 day or 2 days, or
they probably did that. Yeah.
Possible, but I never start counting them.
Wow.
When you got 6 kids to feed, you got to stay busy.
Jesus.
You got 6 kids?
Yeah.
Why
boys.
6 kids?
Jesus.
Boys.
Yeah,
boys,
I remember you talked about that last time.
Quite a tribe.
But why 6? You guys just wanted a lot of kids?
Well,
he's a lover, not a fighter. Don't believe what you read in the
paper. Ours. I had a couple with my second wife, and then 3 with my current wife. And
you're on your third wife?
Wow.
You on your third wife?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ! I don't know how you did
I won't
that.
end up like Mickey Rooney.
How many did he have?
He has 8.
8?
You got to have some serious money to do. Wow.
I'm pretty sure he had 8. Yeah.
Oh my God!
And Anthony was married. He did 10 years or whatever, 8, 9 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And then he always says that he said he'll never get married again. So why would you step back into that after the first one went bad?
Well, if this one doesn't fly, that'll be it for me.
Oh, all right, so 3 is the number for you.
Yeah.
I'll say that on the air.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm. That's it.
I love the way you put it, though. Anthony did 10 years. It was like prison sentence.
It was. Might as well have been.
Stretch. Even a 10-year stretch. Yeah.
Well,
Friend Frank did 5. Yeah.
I didn't rat.
You got to hear the stories there, Mark.
Anything anybody,
Yeah.
So now, how are we gonna get distribution?
Yeah, what
for
do you
this?
need from
10 million you need?
Yeah, $10 million, and we have some of the biggest studios in the world who are queuing up to do it for us.
But they're not fessing up with the cash for the promotion and everything. They want.
Yeah.
So you go around and let's see. So what do we need? Executive producers and things like that.
Anybody, if someone will write us a check for $10 million, we'll give them an executive producer credit. Plus, we'll give them, obviously they'll take a portion of the movie.
What if you get 10 million people with $1 each?
I like that
idea. Well, I tell you this much: if we get 10 million people with $1 each, what can we say? We'll
credits will be awful long.
We'll make sure every one of them is looked after in some way.
Who's going to collect it?
Yeah.
Just mail it to the Opie and Anthony.
$1. Yeah, like soupy sales will get thrown off the air.
That might be legal though, because we're sending it toward a movie.
Oh, sure. It's like a charity. Probably not.
Look, I think I might have $1,000 laying around. What
when you stop and think about it, right?
Yeah.
That's how they say Obama put his money together, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, like a grassroots kind of campaign thing.
Yeah, you could do that. You could have viewing parties. I just bought a new TV. I'll have one in my house.
Yeah.
Send a screener over there, Mark.
Yeah, we'll screen it.
I've been hearing about this movie for a while, and we still haven't seen it, Mark. So you might want to send us a copy first.
But even that, it's funny because the one thing that's the one thing to Mike, and it's probably a good thing long term. Like, every festival we turn up, the movie is sold out. And it's funny because, even that you say yourself, you've been hearing about it for a long time. It just shows you, like, that, people are talking about the movie. People want to see the movie, and it's kind of funny because I said to one executive there, I said, can I ask you a question? I said, do you make movies for yourselves or do you make them for the public? I said.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he explained I never got an answer off later.
John Wayne's famous.
It's amazing that the studio doesn't even have to put any money behind the actual movie, and they won't promote it.
Yeah.
But it's funny because one executive said to me when I actually turned around, I said that to him. One executive turned around and he said to me, well, he said, you know what it is? He said, sometimes it's easier to get money to make movies because he said, people love to put money into making movies. And I looked at him and I kind of said, okay, I have to think about this one for a minute. Because surely I would have thought people like to put money into something that's, you know, that's as good as it's going to be, and the fact that it's winning everything, and the fact that, you know, so what would you rather do, put $10 million into something that's an idea that possibly mightn't even get completed, or put $10 million into something where, you know, you could make a truckload of money out of it?
Yeah, it sounds a lot more glamorous to say that you're, you know, involved in financing a movie.
Hey, at the cocktail party, yeah.
Right.
Does it make you guys happy?
Yeah.
Does it make you guys happy? You know, you got this great movie that no one is helping you out with yet.
Honestly.
And second part, and there will be another Pink Panther movie for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah. Good Lord, I can't wait. When does it come out?
They throw all this shit at us every week.
Christ would want to make something like that.
Well, Steve Martin.
Who in the hell is that's just mind-boggling.
But it is. I actually think as well, when
anyone ever go to the first one?
No, it was really a...
Christ.
But when you stop and think about it, and I'm saying this as a consumer, right? And I'm saying it, you know, I mean, you know, I'm an Irish guy and I'm an American and everything else, but I actually think that shit, excuse my French, is an insult to people's intelligence, you know, because you know what it is for me, you know, it's like I think we have these studio executives that sit behind their desks and they think to themselves, okay, let's give them something original. Let's give something original that everybody loves and everything else. Or else let's give them something that they won't love. But you know what? They know the idea because they've seen it 100 times before. So let's give them the Pink Panther 2017.
Michael's just like a
friggin' mustache.
Mark, you make a good point, but you gotta be quiet for a second because Michael Madsen's on a roll about this Pink Panther movie in the background.
I'm gonna take the negative of that thing and set it on fire. Give everybody's money back and show it for free.
Michael, we said the exact same thing. How can you do that to Peter Sellers? He did it perfectly.
And the thing with Steve Martin is, this is what annoys me,
or something like that.
is if somebody was running around...
How Brad Pitt playing Frank Bullitt, they'll be redoing Bullitt with Brad Pitt, you know?
Yeah, sacrilege.
Watch, you'll be him or, you know.
I actually have an idea for a movie there myself, Mike, right? Why don't we get onto the lab that's actually printing the Pink Panther negatives, and we'll actually slip in the DA for Strength and Honor, so they'll print off 2,000 Strength and Honor reels and send them around to all the
theaters. Find out who the fool will put up the dough for the Panther thing. maybe they're delusional and they just like to write checks for people, and we can convince them to be merciful to us.
Michael, Hollywood made you a bit bitter. You're a big Brad Pitt fan, aren't you?
I'm glad it's 2009 and, you know, the new year, and I'm just trying to kick everything in the ass that I can.
Yeah, it's your year.
I'm unemployed at the moment, so I'm kind of angry.
This is your year, my friend.
Sure.
I know it.
How long has it been since you worked on a movie?
Be good.
Why do I try?
What's that, Jimmy?
The only consolation that I keep saying as well is, and the one thing that we have, which is a positive about the movie, I think, is the movie is a real movie of hope. And as I said, surely in this times of economic troubles and depression and recession and whatever kind of issue we have, you know, I mean, it's a thing that people want to see, and that's that we have in our favor anyway, you know. So
yeah. Oh wow, I think it's going to be out there.
Yeah,
it's probably just a matter of time.
If it's good, it will find the light of day or the darkness of theater.
There, I say it. The other thing as well is obviously there's, you know, this big potential SAG strike looming as well. So, you know, I mean, if that happens, I would think the studios are going to be looking.
A SAG strike? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. When is that supposed to happen again?
SAG.
They're talking about the second or third week in January. They're going to know about it.
Oh boy.
God.
So what the fuck?
Well, good news for us moviegoers, though. Bride Wars opens today, so...
Oh, great.
His wife is like one of the leads on CSI. I don't think they're missing any fried chicken dinners over there. Jesus Christ. It's a nerve.
Ah, shit. Well, I don't know what to say. I'd like to see the movie.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Mark, I think you should send him one.
Yeah, we get you a screener. There's no problem there, lads.
Yeah, stop being so stingy, man. Let's
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having us on.
We don't.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We didn't really have a choice.
What are you kidding? Anytime.
And if there's any listener out there that would like to...
Hey, Manson wants to be on the air. You better do it.
If there's any listener out there that would like to become an executive producer in a movie, there's a checkbook.
Mark, your partner there is laughing. He's having a good time. No, I'm trying to get Madsen back because, people are saying that Michael Madsen probably had one of the best lines on our show ever. We asked him what was the biggest piece of shit he has ever done, and he said, this show.
That's right. I forgot about that one. That was a good one.
We play that line to this day, Michael.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's part of promos and everything, man.
And how come I'm not getting a check?
Yeah, it's a fucking check.
Actually, Mike, I'll show you residuals amount to $10 million.
I'm not going to say anything else interesting anymore until you start paying me.
They only started paying us again recently, so maybe we could give you a few bucks. I hear you got to drive your kids to school now, Michael?
Yeah, I got to go. Gotta go. Gotta get in the truck.
All right, well,
down the road.
when you're banging around New York, pop in. You're very fun to have on the show, man.
I'd love to. Love to see you guys. Thanks for having time.
No
Yeah, we
problem.
appreciate it. Thanks a million, lads.
All right, good luck to you guys.
And as Obi-Wan Kenobi would say if he was here, may the force be with you.
Yes, and the website is strengthandhonorthemovie.com, so people can check out what? Stills of the movie instead of watching it?
Yeah, there's stills and there's all the awards up and everything else from the whole lot, and,
Look,
check it out.
Thank you, guys.
Wait. When you guys finally get distribution, of course you're going to mention that it was all possible because of Opie and Anthony, right? We started the
I'll tell
ball
you what we're
rolling.
going to do when we finally get distribution, right? We're going to actually go to New York and we're going to go in and we're going to sit down and we'll actually do a sit-down interview with you.
Oh, wow. We can't wait for that. That's just like having a credit in the film where
Considering Michael just hung up.
Yeah, really.
Right.
All right, lads.
We see who the bigger star is.
Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
All right, Mark. Mark,
Jesus.
Mahan or Mahan or
Michael Madsen is just
He's hilarious.
He's so fucked up.
I love that guy.
Fantastic.
Fucking love that guy. Too bad he doesn't live in New York.
He's just, whatever, fuck everything. He's the guy in the movies, which is great, He's like,
he has some great pictures.
He was in Thelma and Louise, remember? He was in that, too.
Yeah.
He played the boyfriend that tries to help her.
Right.
I can't even help
He was in
him.
Free Willy.
Jesus.
He was in fucking Free Willy.
So was E-Rock.
Was he in War Games? Yes. He had the famous line, "Turn your key, sir."
That was Madsen?
Madsen was in. I want to give him credit, but the instant feedback flew by. But they're saying that he had the famous line in War Games.
Turn your key, sir. Turn your key, sir.
That goes way back. When the hell's
79?
What?
83?
He was one of the guys.
That was a huge movie.
I don't think he was the turn your key, sir guy. Maybe he's the guy that had the gun pointed at him.
I'm not sure if he was the actual guy, but he is credited for War Games.
I'll tell you, if you make as many movies as him, when they, I get checks.
It's on YouTube.
I get checks for Almost Famous, and I had a 45-second scene in that. So anytime they resell it or repackage it or throw it's only like $12. But when you do 20 movies, I mean, you got to, just on residuals for selling in the cable. And
Wait,
for
what
when
are you
they
doing
run.
Almost Famous?
I was the angry promoter. You remember when the kid gets electrocuted and they split? Where you guys going? You didn't finish your whole gig. Lock the gates!
Oh.
That's me.
That's you. Look at that.
Yeah. The powerful 45 seconds of cinema.
I like when people from the show pop up. People we've had on the show pop up in movies, and it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, what did I see the other day? Oh God, what's his name? Fucking shit. I hate this. I am the biggest choke when it comes to names.
Dude, we get older. I can't remember shit. It's unbelievable.
No, I've always been like
this.
I choke when it comes to names, and
Todd
I can't
Barry in the wrestler.
remember.
Todd Barry in the wrestler was great.
Terrible.
Oh yeah,
Todd Barry was in
Todd.
He was great.
Wait, here's Michael Madsen.
He was just Todd, the same creep we know from the comedy.
I know, but it was perfect.
Here's Michael Madsen in War Games. He looks like one of my old programs.
Oh yeah, there he is.
No, that's.
He's in the background. On the right.
Yeah.
Is he starring in this?
Wait, he was in the background there?
That's him right there.
That's him on the right. All right, let's see what he does for War Games.
You look a mess, sir.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You turn next, Ginsburg.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy, yeah. That guy.
He's been in everything.
Wow, fucking Michael Madsen.
Signing in.
Is this his first movie?
Hasn't talked yet.
No, he didn't.
Now they go in the elevator.
Didn't say shit.
How much? It's a long time.
Also used to hear a chant all night long. Oh, money pod me on. Oh, money pod me on.
This is their.
Yeah, she cupped her hands over those seats and she chant by the hour. She grew the most beautiful wanderers you ever saw.
I think he's turned your key, sir, guy.
Yeah, I think he is.
Here we go.
His voice is totally different. The Whopper. Joshua.
There it is. It's almost
I've
over.
been very worried about you guys. The roads must be a bear, huh? What roads?
Visibility. Visibility? Bullshit. You guys haven't been on time for the last 6 months.
Oh, this acting
I wrote
sucks.
you guys up in the
It's horrendous.
I remember this being a good movie.
Good night, gentlemen.
Well, you were 12.
Yeah.
Everything's good when you're 12.
Lock him in their little missile vault.
Mm-hmm. And?
So that was like Sensimilla, right?
Sensimilla. This grass tastes like oregano. Lay you out flat, man.
All right, man.
It's the regular guy conversation before the big crisis.
Yep.
Got a red light, sir.
Red light.
Number 8, warhead alarm.
Give the thump with your finger.
Oh.
He's the seasoned veteran.
A little reset. Everything's good.
Ah, the good old days.
Look at that. It's like balls and
I used to love our missiles.
You don't love them anymore?
They're not like stars anymore.
I want to hear Joshua's voice. He really had a message. The only winning move. Oh, shut up.
I just opening up his code book.
November, Charlie, Tango.
It's not a drill.
Lima, Alpha. Authentication, 220.
That is a young Michael Madsen.
Yes.
Delta, Lima.
25 years ago, right? 25, 26 years ago.
Stand by to authenticate.
Here we
I
go.
agree with authentication also, sir.
Uh-oh.
It is him.
Yeah, they open up. Crack your cards open.
Oh my
Check
God.
the codes.
Quite a ritual.
It's a
Yeah.
long way to go for turning the key,
Press the
sir.
button.
It's like doing blow.
Just press the fucking button and launch it.
Enter launch code.
Entering launch code.
If you enter the wrong digits, what happens?
A bad song plays.
Confirm.
God, you couldn't do this yesterday, during
He says, holy shit.
Target selection complete. Time on target selection
Now the veteran's
complete.
starting to choke. Is that what happens?
Complete.
Countdown, T-minus 60.
All right, let's do it. Insert launch key.
Stand by. Launch key inserted.
Roger.
Yeah, he's sweating.
Rotate launch key to set. 3, 2, 1.
Mark.
Mark.
T-minus 50.
Oh, God.
God damn, I wish this would have happened.
So there was never a turn your key, sir?
No, there is.
There's one more turn.
Yeah, they got to
to
turn the key to actually launch.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a problem of conscience. Is
Here we
that
go.
Yeah.
Sir.
T-minus 40.
Here we go.
Enable missiles.
Number 1 enabled. 2 enabled. 3 enabled. 4, 5.
In the goddamn phone.
A phone call. Do your job, you pussy. Blow up those commie bastards.
10. All missiles enabled.
Minus 30.
Give me wing command post on your direct line.
That's not the correct procedure, Captain.
SAC. Try SAC headquarters on the HF.
That's not the correct procedure,
Screw the procedure. I want somebody on the goddamn phone before I kill 20 million people.
Fag.
Minus 20.
I got nothing.
Nice quick clip.
Might have been knocked out already.
I know, sorry.
Right.
Here we go.
On my mark, rotate launch keys to launch.
Roger, ready to go launch.
14.
13, 12, 11.
7. 6.
Oh, boy.
5.
Can't do it.
Him off the key.
The veteran just took his hand off the key.
Put your hand on the keys, sir.
1. Launch.
Sir, we are at launch. Turn your keys.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Turn your keys, sir.
Ow.
I never
He was Turn Your
knew
Keister guy.
Michael Madsen.
What happened?
Was
What
Turn Your
happens after
Keister.
that?
I told you that was him.
Michael Madsen shoots him in the head.
Does he?
No,
And
of
then shot
course not.
himself, and then the guy came in and said, "Don't blow the goddamn thing." And then he fucked Joshua.
Yeah, it turns out that was just a drill.
I don't remember that movie.
It was a drill to test to see if they would actually turn the key. It wouldn't have launched.
Oh, really?
It was just a drill.
How do you remember
So that guy lost his job.
He lost his fucking job, and they took the seats out and took the humans out of the loop and went through the Whopper war computer and put it just in the machine's hands, and the machines, you know how that always fucking turns out. It almost made a war.
That's right.
Because the human factor
Can't
wasn't
trust the
in
machine.
there. Can't trust the machine.
Yeah.
Can't trust the machine. No.
I don't feel that way about my...
You can't trust the machine. It's become aware. Shut up. Learning Cyberdyne.
It's not Schwarzenegger.
Oh, shut up.
We're going to take a quick break. Continue with Marc Maron. Get into something new after the break. Stay there. We're live now. Sorry. We're hanging with Marc Maron.
Oh, God.
What's wrong?
You know, for as long as I've been alive, I love jalapenos, but every day after I eat them, problems in my stomach.
Oh, what's that?
It's low, though. Just pain. You know what I mean? And it happens every time. I don't know why I keep eating them. You know why? The same reason I keep doing anything that's bad for me.
Because
it feels good.
It feels
to
good.
do it at the
tastes
time.
good. Whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Damn it. You know that news about her knowing the guy.
That's bothering you. That's got you a little bit.
Eating at me a little bit.
Sure.
Huh?
Yeah, that'll.
That would eat at me, too.
Wouldn't it? 2006.
Damn it.
What me and Mark said
The guy
before,
was doing reconnaissance.
she probably wasn't banging the guy. It probably
I wouldn't say that.
was that shit that women can do. Men's motive is always to fuck them, but they make this this kind of covert connection, and that's probably what's meant by inappropriate. You know,
For a year and 2 months.
Yeah.
How covert. You know, I mean, she shut off, you know, she shut me down sexually like months before. Months before. Well, not we were doing it, but, you know, I was, you know,
That's telling, though.
she was detached. You know, I could tell she's just making the face.
Oh, boy. That's not good.
Too many hand jobs for it to be right. You know, when that's the out, like, you know, why don't I just give you a hand job in the shower? It's like, why don't we, you know, all right. You know what I mean? That's a surefire sign. If you're not getting it, because I'm not really a hand job guy, and all of a sudden it's hand jobs in the shower, and I got to settle for that. Like, that's not going to be an indicator that something's up.
Yeah.
But when you're going for the hand job, you might as well do it yourself because
I'm on board with that. You know, I mean, it's all well and good, but she was trying to sell it to me like it was like, no, we don't do this. It'd be fun. You know?
A handy is only good if you're looking at something very sexual. You're jacking, and then right at the right moment, you know,
you hang yourself.
She can take over. Yeah, you let your weight off of your feet and let the belt on the doorknob wrap around your neck.
I'll tell you when a hand job is good. If 90% of her has just been burned in a fire, but her right arm is fine.
No handy for you?
Except for that beautiful untouched right hand.
The weird thing, you know, if I'm going to be honest about it, I mean, we've been on both sides of this situation. You know what I mean? I know where that guy was at. If he's sitting there texting a woman he knows is married, and he's starting that thing, that's his bag. I've been that guy. You know, I understand it, but it's just a deception. Nothing on that guy. It's her. If she knows she was doing it.
What is it going to take for you to get over your ex?
I'm almost there.
Almost there?
Yeah. I just like I said, there's a lot of benefits.
You're banging other chicks and stuff.
Yes.
You know, you're trying to get it out that way, maybe?
Well, you know, what you do is you try to fuck them out of your heart. And the weird thing is that, you know, sometimes when you spite fuck, you know, it's not always the greatest thing because you got to watch yourself. You don't want to be having sex with a new woman and being like, oh yeah, oh do it, oh fuck her.
Yeah.
You don't want to, you know what I mean? That's not the right
Sure.
sex talk. No, but I mean, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I've been dating or whatever you want to call it, acting out, having fun, but and you know that works fine. I think mostly, if I don't know, maybe Aunt can back me on this. I mean, I think mostly what you feel is that there's a feeling that you've been beaten somehow.
Yeah. That you.
It's not about the sex. It's just that, you know, like she was, she cheated and beat me. Yeah.
You lost.
That's right. And you did lose, and your heart is broken.
Yeah.
But whatever. But when you really look at it in relation to and just how long I was a sucker and how long I held on to the thing.
I'm in a different situation because I wanted out. I didn't care. I wasn't in love anymore. I didn't want, I
didn't see it coming.
What about the other relationship?
I wanted out.
Anyone ever break your heart out?
I've had my heart fucking snapped.
In recent years, though, or
in recent years, no. Way back in the early days. Yeah, what a douche I was. Oh, please, all the begging and pleading. Yeah, it was like, dude, I'm talking like fucking high school.
Okay.
Shit like that.
What's that?
A long time. And I was, whatever fucking a semester.
So she was breaking up with you?
Yeah, she went to fuck my friend, which was the worst thing.
Are you still friends with that guy?
Worst thing. Nah, he lives like far away now.
Okay.
It was this guy, and she went to she went out with him, and I found out. It was just like, oh no. And then I was like, okay, I know what I'll do. I'll take a bat, and I'll.
Oh, I know the story.
Yeah.
Tell Mark.
I'll take a bat, I'll go in the garage, and I'm going to smash my arm and break it, and it'll be in a cast, and she'll give me sympathy.
See, that's interesting. It is, because, I realized just how selfish I was. When she left, I thought to myself, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Whereas I realized if I wasn't selfish, I would be thinking, I'm going to fucking kill her.
Right.
And if I really wanted to honor the marriage, I said, you know what, I'll kill her and then me, and then we'll be together forever.
I understand those examples are used all the time.
That's right. This is forever, baby.
People do that all the time.
They do it all the time. That's the only reason people get killed, pussy and money.
The thought that I could not get out of my head was this girl and my friend fucking her.
Oh, God, yeah.
It was devastating.
You know how you disarm jealous fantasies? Jerk off to them.
Wow, that is... For a second, I was going to go, what are you, crazy? And I had to think about it.
There was a silent pause because we're all...
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, let me think. No, I can't keep it in my head. It's too... It was too crushing to even think about.
But let's explore that. Why do you think that?
Well, look, I can't get hung up on sex.
I'm not saying you're crazy by...
No, but I'm just saying, the thing is, my ex-wife is beautiful, and in all honesty, I'm not...
So you've jerked off thinking about your ex-wife having sex with others?
No, I haven't jerked off about it, but I used to be a jealous guy. Well, maybe I have. I used to be a jealous guy.
You have.
Right? And then, there was that day, and I think I've talked about this before here, where you're like, yo, she's probably fucking that guy. She's probably fucking two guys. And all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, she's probably fucking. You know what I'm saying? And then,
yeah, preferable.
No, but I'm not that hung up on her fucking other dudes. It's not like because there's that thing where it's like, I think I talked to you about this before. You solved the problem with math. I mean, I was with her for 8 years. We fucked thousands of times. So if she fucked some other guy even 10 times, I'm still way ahead. But you don't want to think in those terms.
Yeah.
I'm just not that hung up on sex. It's an emotional thing with me, and it was how I was treated. That's all. Well, I don't care who she's fucking. I wish him the best of luck.
It's obvious you don't
To me, growing up especially when I was in school and growing up and first becoming sexually active and loving, falling in love with girls in school, which, isn't love. It's completely lust and everything. It was, to me, having sex with a girl was the fucking end-all. That was, and if... the betrayal of her being with somebody else was, I could not get over.
Before you had sex?
No, this is after, the whole thing for many years.
It took me so long to get the hang of sex anyway. So, by the time I finally really figured it out, and leveled off, that makes you feel better.
No, to me, I watch movies that I watched years ago and see like a sex scene. And not porn movies, but just like a regular movie. And like it's some chick and she fucked some guy, and then she's fucking some other guy. And I would be like, how? What the fuck? Like, he's still talking to her and stuff. Like, I just didn't get it. I was like, if you fucked, you were in a relationship. You were fucking, going steady.
I think it's still easy to get hung up on that stuff, but I really think ultimately... It's about the emotional damage that people cause one way or the other. You know, betrayal, sexual betrayal. If I found out that she was fucking around with me when we were married, that would hurt. And this thing hurts to find out that she was probably engaged in intrigue for at least a year while I was like busting my balls to try and make money. That hurts because it's betrayal. But now, after you're broken up, what do I care? There's, like I said before, there's just part of me that thinks like, you know, what's this guy thinking? In the sense that, you know, it's hard for me to look at her with any respect when I can see blatant opportunism and also the fact that she raked me over the coals shamelessly. But I don't want to repeat all this shit I did before.
I think I got over that by looking back on past relationships and exes and how devastated I was when I found out they were like fucking somebody else, and the thoughts that would go through your head of, you know, you'd picture it happening. Very good. You picture, you know, her doing what she did with you, with someone else, and things like that. It would kill you. But then, after a while, you'd be like, I could give a shit if she's gangbanging and fucking up in Harlem. It wouldn't matter to me. So you got to keep in mind, like, it'll pass.
Takes time.
It'll fucking pass. No, it does. It takes... At first, it takes forever. Yeah. But then once you do realize that, look, I gave a big shit about this girl, you know, and it really fucking killed me when she was cheating or, you know, we broke up and she fucking some other guy or my friend or whatever. And that was the worst. But as time goes on and you realize that you don't care anymore, the recovery period's a lot shorter.
Yeah.
When you can get that in your head to think like, you know, it was the world to me. I almost fucking broke my arm with a bat for this girl. And then you think back and go, well, who gives a shit? I could care fucking less now.
Time heals all wounds.
Yes. Yeah, see, the thing to me, and looking back on this thing, it's like, it's not so much that she's living with some dude this shortly after, but it throws into question like, well, did she ever really love me? Was it love? Was I a sucker? Was I an idiot because she acted this way, took all this money? And also the idea is that there are people like, I have busted my ass to make a living in this business. You know, nothing was handed to me. You know, I've not received any money that I didn't work for. And the idea that I just bought her at least a year to sit on her fucking ass and think that she is doing whatever I just hope her book is successful. And it sort of pisses me off to know that really that, you know, whatever she buys this guy, whenever they go out to dinner, that's fucking money I earned while she was like having intrigue with him on the internet while I was waking up at 3:30 in the morning trying to save the world. All right? And just because I'm not that bad a guy because I yelled occasionally, but the fact that that guy's wearing a Christmas sweater that I fucking paid for is a little difficult for me to fucking manage. And if she's fucking him in that Christmas sweater, then I'm in real fucking pain, all right? Right. But it's not about the fucking, it's about the fucking sweater that I bought the asshole. You understand what I'm saying? Come back, baby, please, come back. If you just come back, I still love you.
That's awesome, man. You don't mind if she comes on our show to promote her book, do you?
She can do whatever she wants.
Jesus.
All I'm saying is that if I was the guy, I would ask her what the real story is, because I know that's not in the book.
All right, we could try to get the real story out of her. Maybe then you'll finally have closure.
I'll help her out.
Quite frankly, we're sick of talking about this shit with you.
Are we?
No.
What do you want?
I'm just making fun. I remember when I was leaving Geneseo, I decided to stay behind and start a radio career, and I was with a girl that I thought was everything, right? And she moves to the Boston area, Cape Cod, and I would go there when I can, like every other weekend. I had no money, but I would make the drive. And it started getting a little squirrely on the phone and stuff, and I flat out asked her, what, you're seeing somebody else? No, we're going to try to make this work, blah, blah, blah. She picks me up, I'll tell the short version, picks me up in her car, and I think, I guess it's as easy as this. I had like a bag, and I'm like, well, you know, pop the trunk, you know, I'm throwing my bag in the back here. Yeah. And she didn't think twice about it, and pops the trunk, and there's size 14 fucking sneakers in her fucking trunk.
Whoa. Size 14, it had to be that? It had to be like a feet,
She
big
had to be
giant feet guy.
She had
Afro
a
comb.
Yeah, an afro pick. And
yeah, right. The first she had to be seeing a monster when I wasn't in town, and I bring this up because how Anthony was just talking. When you see that, the emptiness you feel in your heart, your soul, whatever the fuck is like, you can't even describe it.
yeah,
right?
yeah. I got that call.
Like
from,
you said, you get over it obviously, but it takes time.
I was talking to my one of my girlfriends. She was going to Dowling College, and she told me, hey, could you call before you come by?
That is never good.
And that it was never a thing. I used to just drive there, knock on her little dorm door, and hey, how you doing? We'd hang out, drink, whatever. And then it was like, hey, could you call if you're going to come by?
And I just want to jump in because and you don't want to like believe what you know as facts. You're like, oh, okay,
All right. Maybe she's studying.
And you try to like work it out in your head.
Jesus.
She's studying, and I'm interrupting her studies.
Right.
A very wise man once said, "They're all cunts, including my mother and the Virgin Mary."
Is that you?
No, a Scottish guy told me that.
I tell you now, because now I'm thinking about it. Like with the day she left me, before she sat me down. I'm sorry, Jim. Oh, I thought you got bored.
Great.
The day she sat me down in the kitchen to tell me she was leaving me, like she drove me home from the airport, right? And this was the day she left me. She drove me home from the airport and out of nowhere says, I'm going to take this stuff to the post office. Huh? So she gets in the car, obviously to call somebody to get up the courage to come back to the house and tell me she's leaving. So now I'm thinking, she called this dude. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. It's like, it's okay, baby. I'm here for you. I'm going to do it. But I'll tell you, back in the day, the first woman that broke my heart was actually, she left me for, I don't know if I told you that story, when I met her, she was coming out of a relationship with a woman, all right? And then she left me. After she left me, it was very dramatic, but she ended up being gay for a good number of years, So there's only, I thought like, well, I'm a tough act to follow, or else I turned her off to an entire gender.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that she was probably, like that going in. But I remember years later, because we saw each other on and off over the years, but years later she says, why don't you come up and spend the weekend with me and my girlfriend? So in my mind then, I'm like,
right there, you're thinking.
this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. So, like, I'm on the train going up from Boston to, like, Connecticut. I get off the train, and they come in her girlfriend's truck, her pickup truck.
Yeah.
And this woman, she gets out of the car, her girlfriend, I'm like, oh, my God, just, like, complete bull, kind of.
Oh, shit.
The whole thing, boots. Heavy set. There's a dog in the back of the truck. I'm like, this is not panning out. So I'm in the back of the truck with the dog. And we got back to this house, and I think I had a cockfight with a woman. I'm not sure. And you know what? I think I lost. I think I lost.
So it was a totally friendly get-together?
Exactly.
That pissed you off?
I don't know if it pissed me off, but I just knew that I kind of thank God, because if anything were to happen, I'm not sure I could have handled it.
Yeah.
Because I think I would have been the one getting something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some equipment would have come out.
A special belt.
Yeah.
Shows you who's boss.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you.
Going down memory lane today, right?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That really hurt me, that one. It's only been twice my heart really gotten broken.
Yeah,
the first
twice.
one and this one. Really broken. The other thing was just sort of like, why won't they do what I want them to?
Yeah, mine was mostly that high school bullshit, right out of high school bullshit.
I'm not sure this last one wasn't high school bullshit.
It's just all high school bullshit, right?
Bullshit,
Isn't it all just high school bullshit?
Absolutely.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, Patty, do you got a story about a relationship gone bad?
No, I've never been in a relationship.
See what you're missing, Patty?
Patty's
missing a lot.
Patty, get your fucking rapidly spreading ass in here.
Have you ever been in love with somebody and then you thank Christ that you didn't actually engage? Like, like
Yes.
you're really in love with somebody and then you feel like it's going to happen and maybe you do something once and then it stops and, in retrospect, you're like, oh, God, that was the best thing I ever
Looking back years
didn't
later,
do.
you realize, wow, thank God, I didn't continue with that.
Second, the tip of my dick slips into a vagina.
Yeah.
I'm over whoever I was fucking pining for.
Really?
That easy?
Yeah, it really does.
Really?
Yeah.
Wish I was like that.
It really does go away quickly in that respect.
Do you have a
if
picture?
I've been in a long, and again, I mean, a kind of a long, steady relationship. I'm not talking about just fucking around stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in a relationship, broken up, I'm heartbroken or whatever. The second I get another girl fucking me,
that's all it takes.
Then I could give a shit about what the other girl's doing.
But really, exactly.
Man?
Even if you were like in love with them, see, like the thing about
how does that get rid of the
no, because I know it's over anyway. I know it's over and it's fucking crushing. But there's just something about pumping your dick in and out of a vagina. There's something in the cum that all those bad feelings and heartbreak
pumping
comes out
sperm into a vagina.
Yeah. But I think sadness into her box.
Yes, it's a load of sadness.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. It's like my heart's retarded, and like once it gets in there, if I let somebody in there, it takes a while for me to get them out.
Yeah.
No matter how much my cock is involved in helping them get them out.
Yeah.
My heart will sort of.
And I'm talking about like years ago, the way it used to be with relationships. Like my whole viewpoint on relationships have really changed over the past, I would say, 8 years or so. 7 years, things like that. Changed a lot.
I remember, I just remember the story. I was seeing this girl during the summer, and we were going to try to get this one, going after the summer was over. She was going to Boston College, and I forgot about this until just now.
Catholic girl, Boston College.
I always loved the Boston area, and I forgot the scenario, but it found me in Boston.
Yeah.
And so I decided I was just going to stop on by Boston College to see the girl I was going out with in the summer. And word got to her that I was there, and she actually visited me in the common area that Evan was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
And would not let me in her room.
Oh, that's not
And
good.
just like you, I wanted to believe, like, oh, okay, maybe it's a mess.
It's a mess. So, she's embarrassed.
But I surprised her, and then she's like, and then I forgot.
Used Magnum condoms laying on the floor.
Whatever
just
it was.
Dripping jizz.
And I remember we spent about an hour in the common area, whatever you want to call it, and then she's like, well, give me a couple hours, and let's do lunch or whatever it was, or happy hour.
African masks hanging on the walls. new decor. She's wearing a dashiki.
that fucking, those scented things that burn.
Incense
burning.
And just used Magnum condoms.
KFC bucket under the fucking
but at the time, I remember, just like Anthony was talking, you want to believe, like, this is normal behavior.
Yeah.
But then you get the knowledge years later, and you go, of course.
I
know. Now I know what the whole deal was.
2 years later, I get the knowledge today.
Yes,
E-Rock. That
took a while. Good old E-Rock.
That she was hooking up with this guy a year and 2 months, some way or another. Before
we almost had you over it, and then fucking E-Rock had to Google that shit.
Had to throw that fucking thing in your face.
Thank God for the radio.
Thank God for, well, maybe. Starker Patty, what's going on in your world?
Hi, Patty.
Nothing much. My hours were cut at work, so I'm trying to get more hours in other stores.
Hold on. Do you understand we're talking about a subject that has changed borders of countries, has been on people's minds, making them happy and miserable for millennia,
making them kill people,
making wars have been fought over what we are talking about. And you talk about your hours being cut.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just ask me what was going on.
Well, we mean like maybe in the same subject matter. Have you had your heart broken?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I had 3 crushes, and they didn't like me
Which one was a dump truck?
No, one of them was an actor in high school, and I had a real crush on him. His name was James, and
you're gay if you're an actor in high school.
Well, I don't know that. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know anything like that.
Was he killed in a motorcycle accident?
No, he was just cute. I had a crush on him, and then I tried to get his attention. Like, hi, how are you doing, whatever.
Well,
and then found out he was seeing another person, so that kind of hurt my feelings.
That hurt your feelings?
Yeah.
How did you deal with it?
I just got depressed for a while. Then I got a crush on a Patrick. And, I really had a crush on him for over 2 years. I even
Over
made
2 years?
Theater because of him.
Again, another theater guy.
Yeah.
And why didn't you make a move in 2 years?
Yeah, what were you doing
well,
wrong?
I tried to, I wrote nice little letters to him and stuff like that, and he would respond, in a friendly way. And then it was like he started avoiding me, and I didn't know why.
Because your letters sucked.
She has a radio.
So that hurt my feelings.
You should have wrote, meet me after school.
Yeah, I'll suck your dick.
Suck your dick or something, and man, you'll have them.
I was a little innocent at
Mouthful
that time.
of Patrick.
Yeah. Let him empty some of that poison into your mouth.
And then what was the other time your heart
And
was
then
broke?
the one other time was a guy named Dorian, and it was during the summer my first summer job, and I had a crush on him. And
What was the job?
Well, he wasn't exactly interested in me either. He wasn't an actor or anything. He was actually in another foster home.
That's what I asked what the job
I
was.
working as a counselor, too.
Oh, you're a counselor.
Yeah, I had 3 kids under my care that I had to be responsible for a whole day.
I'm sure they're all fucked up.
And
They wake up every morning and just pick their genitals with a rock.
the fact is my feelings weren't reciprocated, so that kind of hurt me. So from that point on, I just didn't have crushes anymore.
Did you ever have your feeling, your reciprocation?
You know what I mean was like me back,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Did you ever have that?
No, not in those early years.
I'll tell you. She's explaining reciprocation.
Yeah, and then as I got older, I just threw myself into my job or sat home, and
Wish
that
it was
was
a
it.
meat auger.
I didn't go out or nothing.
I threw myself, into a combine, I hope. You fucking worthless piece of shit.
Nice.
Oh, Patty. Oh, Patty.
To this day,
so unnecessary.
Of course it was.
To this day, I wonder where 2 of the guys are. I know the third one
I gotta be honest. The woman in me was offended.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right. The third guy died of what?
I have no idea. All I know is that he had been...
Old age, obviously. Look how old you are. Jesus.
He died when he was about 35, 40. I'm not sure why. I never knew the reason why he died.
I wish it was a combine. You're worthless piece of
But he couldn't have been gay because he was married and had kids.
Yeah, so's Travis.
Yeah. Kid on the way.
I mean, shit.
I gotta go, fellas. I gotta go do my show.
Why? You're missing all the fun stuff we're doing.
I'm not trying to be rude. You guys have helped me. I think that I got closure today, and I think I'm gonna go. Do the final payment because I feel like I've got my money's worth.
That's it.
And then I'm done with this.
Your lease is up.
And then it's just from here on out. From here on out, it's the one-man show, Scorching the Earth, that I'm building, a theatrical piece. I did it last week. I'm working on it. It cost me a lot of money and a lot of pain, this one-man show. So I hope it works out, and I wish her and her new boyfriend the most happiness. And and some pain and failure.
It's life.
Yeah. I'm trying to be diplomatic as always. And if you want to see what I'm working on, Break Room Live, breakroom.com, breakroomlive.com.
There it is.
Breakroomlive.com with Maron and Cedar. That's it.
Imagine the one-man show turns into a movie. You become ridiculously rich because of all this.
Then I'll write her a thank you note.
Look at
I'll write her a thank you note now. Whatever.
Right.
I gotta let it go. I gotta fucking let it go because it's cancer in my heart. Yeah. Some days I wake up early. Because look, I can't engage with pop culture. I don't know how everyone entertains themselves, but with me, it's just dread, panic, and revenge fantasies. That's it. That's how I do it.
That's good.
And then I do the comedy. So so Max, let's see, Union Hall this Thursday, whatever it is, the 15th, and then Maxwell's on the 24th. I love you guys. Thank you for letting me get this out.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, man.
I'll see you soon.
All right, bro.
Take it easy. You're getting better, I could tell.
I feel better, except now this 2006.
Now this will fucking haunt you for a while, but you are getting better, I could tell.
Yeah. At least though, you could probably reasonably say she wasn't banging a guy. That is a big deal. She wasn't banging
true.
No, I believe that's true. And the one thing I'm clear about, too, is that I wasn't banging nobody, and that's good, right? So I'm glad that we had the failure of our marriage in earnest.
Outside disruption. Take it easy, Mark.
All right, Mark. There goes Marc Maron. Patty.